The other one that Fadas said was stacking debuffs 2x5 instead of 1x10. That would be really nice. Because if you put too many debuffs up, they actually overlap.
Hey, no, that's a strategy. If you manage to get enough debuffs, that's a strategy.
That's a design
flaw. If you manage to get enough debuffs, you have the benefit that your opponent cannot see what debuffs. I'm just saying
that is not a strategy.
That's strategy. Yeah, that's strategy. Yeah, 5-head. But all right, let's get into today's podcast. Topic number 1. Yeah, this is something that a lot of people have been talking about. You've probably seen it. Just to ease us in today, topic number 1 is new transmogs. What are your thoughts? Yeah, what are these units? What are your thoughts? And then we can transition to what units do you want to see transmogged in the future? What kind of theme do you want to see in the future, right? We always talk about these, but got to keep giving us suggestions.
I absolutely love the details. I love, like, every time they come out with brand new transmogs, you just see all their tiny little efforts into everything now. And we go back to thinking like the Fire Frankenstein with the disco suit and seeing how their style of transmogs were then to now, and just they're so much better now, and I'm absolutely loving it. So they look great. They look great, and I can't wait for animations.
I popped it on the screen here so we can all see it. So I think it's what is it? It's snipers, cannon girls, polar queens, beast monks, and rakshasa. Is that correct?
And Challenger Dominion.
Okay, relax.
That's what everyone said when I pulled it up on screen. They're like, "Is that CDOM?" I was like, "No, this is Summoner's War, dude." It looks like fan art, to be honest, which is why I like it so much. It looks clean, but it doesn't look like it's extremely like airbrush and polished. It looks nice, and it looks like somebody put a lot of effort into it. I don't know how I feel about more Polar Queen transmogs, to be honest.
Yeah, they keep hitting the same ones. Now let's talk about that for a second here. I mean, I think it's naive to think that they aren't doing it for a reason, right? I think they're targeting specific units from their data that are used like frequently, obviously, and data of, you know, people that have bought, you know, certain skins in the past to, you know, come up with the styles and come up with the units that get them, right? Why would they make a skin on a unit that let's be real, that's not even that used, right? Let's take, for example, Lizardmen, right? Maybe some people use it, but nobody really uses that much, right? You think they're going to make a transmog?
Gleanodon is the best unit in the game. How dare you?
So I'm just saying, right?
Answer that question?
I've never, but I'm just making assumptions because I mean they don't want to answer any of the questions. Did you?
They did answer. Yeah.
And is that what they said?
No. So I feel like I'm not really exposing anything by saying it, but they've got a team that actually does transmogs, and it's just whatever pops up in their head. They're not like, hey, we haven't done a transmog for this in a long time, let's do it. They legit just like, this is a really cool idea, and then they go and apply it, and this is how we basically get all of our oracles over and over and over and over. It's just because, like, this looks beautiful, and then like, but it's an oracle again. Yeah, but it's great. Here you go.
But that's how it is. The most common transmog that will sell well, that looks good, is always going to be female human, good looking. It's exactly how it is. And then all you have to do is you have to apply different fetishes to it, right? That's literally how it is. That's literally like the Brigadier skin is a fetish, right?
Yeah, I made like
they go the bikini skins, right? And now they're going for the old English Victorian skin on the
medieval.
Polar Queens.
Is this medieval? Is that
like,
not medieval?
Am I wrong?
I guess.
Why are snipers here? Because some people like it when people look suave, like Trevor. Trevor transmog is 10 out of 10.
Oh yeah. I like Trevor transmog.
And Lucas has a good transmog.
Yeah, the classy one's not bad, but also the cyborg one's actually pretty solid as well. I like.
Why do you think we have so many schoolgirl skins? Hello?
But it has to be a combination of those things, right? Like what sells good and what the style, like Stoic is saying, of the artist, right? It makes sense. Like their best style will yield the best looking transmogs, which also will yield hopefully sales, right? I mean, they're a company. They got to put the time, the investment. Hopefully, you know, people buy them and use them, right? It's not even just money. It's just using it. Yeah, or buying it. Because like, why make something if nobody's going to like it, right? So
where's our alligator man? Alligator man? No,
lizard man.
Lizardmen, geez.
Yeah, I don't think they're making any Lizardmen.
A lot of the 3-stars don't have transmogs.
Yeah.
They used to do a lot of 3-stars, and then they kind of just stopped.
Yeah.
Because I think they realized that the transmogs they were making for 3-stars, no one really cared about. And it also might be due to the fact that Second Awakens exists now.
Wait, how could you say that? Did you just say nobody cares about Tuxedo Man?
Nobody cares.
Wait a minute. Nobody cares about Tuxedo Penguins?
About any of your drunken masters, okay?
Wait a minute. They're dope AF, bro.
I got wrecked by one. It's pretty good.
Yeah? Which element?
I think the water one?
The water one. There's somebody that cleaves with it in RTA. That one
boosts. That one does boost, yeah. It's a small
It
boost,
also
though.
it also ignores defense every fucking time it hits you. Kills
They
you.
brought it in against Vertihill, and I was like, whoa, I can't crit you. Pretty good, crazy.
Oh, yeah, it's got the anti-crit AoE heal scaling on attack, right? And
Yeah.
an S3 that's like that's like some kind of boost.
So
Drunken Master fan.
I think it's time for
Yeah.
Summoners War Bro Science. Are you guys ready?
All right, go ahead.
Okay.
What's up?
First, before I want to get into it, I think the number 1 and number 2 Summoners War Bro Sciences are my team works on free rune removal. Now that it's not free rune removal, it doesn't work. And number 2 is my toilet summons are always better. Agree or disagree? Those are the number 1 and 2 Summoners War Bro Science.
I don't hear the
moments.
first one. I've never heard the first one actually. What's the first one again?
We have to ask. Oh my god,
Tyler.
freaking stoic.
There you go.
Did you
The
really
toilet's
buy
not
a?
true, man.
Wow.
Did you really buy a toilet? This man got a toilet seat.
Oh,
This man got a
I was
toilet.
I've
superstitious.
plumbed for 10 years. I got a free
You've
toilet.
gotta
seat.
be
I didn't
kidding me,
buy that.
Was that how
this
you got
this
your
is why
quad
he has
speed?
Art of Ragdoll.
Ah.
And quad speed.
Ragdoll was a toilet summon. Ragdoll was a toilet summon.
Oh my god.
Single scroll toilet summon.
On that toilet or on an actual toilet?
No.
Let me buy it from you if it's on that toilet.
No,
I want it.
No bear butt has touched this. Okay.
Why not?
What? No bear
It's under
butt
the
has touched
desk.
it? Nani?
Yeah, it's under. Yeah, imagine that.
Yeah,
Oh
so
my
the first
God.
one I said
Oh,
is my team worked perfectly on free rune removal, and now that it's not free rune removal, it just fails a billion times. That's my favorite one to hear. Everyone always tells me that.
I never hear that one. Huh.
When I ran my Alunia B5 team on rune removal, it failed twice out of like 60 runs, and then it failed like 3 times in a row, like 24 hours later.
Hmm.
But I don't know. I hear that all the time. Everyone's always like,
Speak-
"Oh, my Dragons team is sick," and then like a couple days later, they're like, "Everything is wrong. My Dragons team doesn't actually work."
Speaking of like bro science and like kind of on that, I don't know if it's bro science or not though. But do you guys ever have those dungeon runs in the past? Ever playing Summoners War that have been like super consistent? Like I'm talking like weeks consistent, and all of a sudden you get that one day where it fails like 5 in a row. And it's just like what
Yep.
the hell? And then you restart the game though, and then it's good again. It's just like when it fails, it just keeps failing in a row. Like it just keeps running that same stupid AI run that it had or something. I don't know, man. Yeah, but it's weird. I don't know how that even happens, dude. I don't even know how that happens. It's so freaking weird, dude. So weird. But yeah, I don't know if it's a
Yeah,
part of it
I
or.
brought up the bro science because people were talking about transmogs, and they're like, "So are we getting Cannon Girl transmogs because Cannon Girl are getting a buff?" And I was like, "Probably not, but you can hope for that."
I would hope for it. I would hope for it. I mean, it would make sense. It's a good marketing strategy, right?
They've
If
been
they
getting
were.
buffed though,
Pardon?
right? They got buffed like twice or something like that.
The Cannon Girls? I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
It'd also be nice if they, buffed the Beast Monks. They gave them an RTA transmog, and then
I
they
know,
still got
man.
worse.
They all get speed leads. It's over.
That's where bro science may have failed then.
Yeah.
Just give them Guild Wars leads. That's all you need. Just change all the leads to Guild Wars leads.
I RTA a lot. Do you find out like you have more mana nowadays because you don't? It's like free rune removal for
Yes.
RTA.
Yes.
So it's like pretty good. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm
we get a lot
plus
of mana.
15ing stuff all the time now, and like I'm
Yeah.
regrinding, and I'm not losing too much mana. Like I used to regrind and lose so I'd be at like 30 million mana. I'd fill up my inventory, regrind everything, and then I'd be at like 5. And now I'm at like I only lose like half or less now because I don't have to move runes
Especially-
anymore.
Especially
Speaking
for
of
people
events
like you
and
that's
mana.
always trying out different monsters, you must like save a lot of mana now, you know?
Well, now I can
the
now I
fuck-
can like make small changes all the time. Like if I find like the tuning of 2 runes are like not where I want them to be, I just change it.
Yeah.
And it's you can do that over and over and over all day. It's really nice, and it's really helpful too when I'm like if somebody asks me to play on their account or rune their account for them. So instead of being like, oh, I need you to buy a free rune removal ticket because I know you don't have the mana for me to like try out all this different shit.
yes.
So like when I do RTA reruns, it's like super easy now because I just log in whenever I want because there's no time limit on it, and I just rerun things and just try them out. Spend all day trying stuff out.
Well, speaking of the current event that we have right now, it's free to +6, and then the return of these amazing power-up stones. They almost took my idea, and the idea was I wanted power-up stones to remove mana cost when using a stone, and then we get an event where it's free to +6, but it doesn't really cost anything to get +6. But I was really hoping that when we saw the stones again, that they would remove mana cost when using a stone. And I feel like that would have been really great for the community to get something like that. But we got a little something, right?
We're still kind of capped on these rune power up stones, right? We said like it would be nice if it was uncapped again, like how it was before. But
Those
yeah,
were the
that's-
days.
Yeah, that's a suggestion. I think that wouldn't be that bad in my opinion to be able to have it uncapped again. All right, guys, let me know if anybody needs to have their volume adjusted. We didn't do that too much at the beginning, so let me know.
Check.
Yeah, no,
I
just
turned
Stoic.
Stoic higher.
Yeah,
for me.
I'll turn Stoic high. Don't you don't have to adjust anything for yourself, Stoic. You just keep everything normal, and I adjust you.
Oh, okay. Yep, no worries. I didn't touch a thing.
Yep.
I hope they speed up Ruin upgrades though.
Can we?
Really
So
slow.
we were talking about this for like, as much as the +6 event is really nice, I feel like they should just give us +6 versions of the runes in dungeons.
Oh,
you finish
sweet.
your dungeon run, bam, +6
Oh my
instantly.
god.
Wait a
Yes.
minute.
You know,
Yes.
why not, right?
That would be cool. That
That would be
that
Like,
could be
could
a
you imagine how
feature. That's
hype it would be if you're farming giants and you finish a run and you see an 18 speed blue rune? You're like a swifter, and you're like, whoa.
Or-
You don't have to waste time checking to see if it gets 18 speed.
I think that's a great idea. That could be a future event. That could
That's
actually be
a
a
great
future
idea.
event.
Or when the grind comes out, it just tells you it's going to be +3 or +4. Oh,
That's
so good.
not my idea, by the way. I'm not taking credit for that. We were talking about it on my stream, but I think it was Color of the Sky that brought it up.
Huh? Nobody took credit for it? I take credit for it. That's a me. I come up with that one. That's a
We
me.
can all take credit for it.
Nope,
as a
nope,
Summoners War
pounce.
community.
I call it. Nobody want to take it. Tyler didn't want to take it. I take it. That's not me. That's how it works, right?
That's,
but I like that
But
idea.
that would be so sick. Like, could you imagine if you got like, and if you got a really good rune too, like let's say you got a violent crit damage rune with innate stat, you're like, whoa, innate stat, violent crit damage rune, and then you saw it had like 5 HP, 7 attack, 17 speed, and like a flat. You're like, whoa, it's already 17 speed.
Yeah, and all it does is it just speed up the time and for us to power it up. That's it.
Yeah, because it's free too. Like
Yeah.
during the event, it's free, so might as
Right.
well, right?
And isn't it
You know
100%
what people
power
say,
rate?
right? People will farm for a month and be like, yo, I haven't got one 17 speed rune. What is up with this game? Yeah.
No, it's just gonna be an event, dude. I don't think it would be that long.
No, I know. But
Yeah.
even through the event, they'll be like, I haven't got one rune, you know?
Dude, at this point in age, I mean, everybody understands we humans, bro. Everybody gonna complain no matter what, dude. They'll never talk about the things they get, and they will always complain about the things that they want more of. It's natural, right?
Well,
it's
like
natural.
Stoic, he came on and he said he got 2 quad speed and he was really happy for it.
Yeah, like imagine all the things that we get now in the day. If you go back 3 years and tell a player, hey, this is everything that's gonna be happening, they'll be like, screw you, you're lying. There's no way. No way. Scab to us would never give us all this. They would never, dude. Like
Oh, I
the stuff we get
got
now.
2 legend will gems yesterday from Looney B5.
Ooh.
Both of them were flat. Both of them were flat defense.
Oh, rip.
Oh,
That's still a lot of value.
Both of them were flat defense. It's not even just like I got 1. I got 2 of the exact same flat defense. I was so sad.
That stuff feels bad, dude. All right, coming back into the topic discussion here. What other transmogs do you want to see then? Well, first, which one do you think is the most dope? I mean, obviously, I think we're all pointing to the Beast Monk, right? That's the high hopes
Beast
one.
Monk for sure.
Yeah.
The
Shirtless.
floating thingy on the
Yeah.
back. So cool.
Pretty dope.
I'm waiting for animations.
Same. It's hard
I'm
to really
gonna-
judge without animations at all.
They
Are
make
you gonna
the
buy
unit.
them or are you gonna use
Yeah,
stones?
yeah.
I don't know how many transmog stones you guys have.
I have like 500, so I might get individual ones if I want. Yeah.
I don't like getting the extra Beast Monk and the extra Polar Queen, you know? So I'll probably just use the stones on the snipers because they don't have transmog for
Oh.
them yet.
It's always good to
Oh.
announce this. I mean, even though you guys already know as well. Public service announcement. If you ever buy a skin using your transmog stones and you decide to buy a pack with money, the stones come back. So when these new transmogs come out, let's say you wanted to test it or you bought because you just wanted one, right? Let's say you wanted one for retest. You bought it with your 100 transmog stones. When you buy the pack, if the pack is available to buy with money, right? And you get all the skins, you will get your 100 transmog stones back, right? That's something a lot of people ask and are confused about. And transmog
I believe
stones are
that
only
also applies
available for one
retroactively, too.
element, one family. Yeah, one element, one family. People also don't know that as well. So
I think you can do that retroactively too when they bring out the transmogs like a year later. I think
Yep.
you can also still do the same thing.
Yeah, if they resell the packs or whatnot, if you buy it, you're gonna get 100 transmog stones back. So keep that in mind. That is something that a lot of people, some people are scared they're gonna lose it, right? So, yeah. All right. What other transmogs do you want to see? Themes and units that you want to see transmogged. Wow.
I wanna see another
not
Heart
everybody at one
Magician.
time now. Calm down.
I wouldn't
Beast
mind seeing another
Rider.
heart.
Easy.
No Beast Riders. We're not allowed to make them cooler. They're already OP. They're not allowed to be even cooler than they already are.
Beast
Oh.
Riders.
No. You make the Beast Rider ride the dinosaur thing. Remember somebody made some kind of like art, like fan art, where it was like something riding a dinosaur. Like what was that? What was that unit for?
That one was cool.
What unit was that though? Was that Orion? I forgot what unit it was. I forgot what
I
it
know
was.
what you're talking about though. I just see on Reddit before.
I think you're talking about the skin for the Cannon Girls, where they had the dragon helmet as well.
No. I think it was
Or was
Orion.
it the?
Orion and Drake or something. You know, like I think because this was like a year ago, like more than a year ago. They had, like,
Isn't this from the art competition?
Yes, the twins one, the ones where the twins won.
Yeah. So either you're talking about the Cannon Girl or maybe the Brownie Magicians, because the Cannon Girls had like a small Drake with them and like a dragon helmet with like a dragon weapon, and then the Brownie Magicians had like a small like lizard with them. I think
they were riding a little dragon. Like a little brontosaur or something, I don't know. But that would be dope for Beast Riders. They put a little dinosaur.
Imagine Beast Rider riding a dragon. Oh,
yeah.
sitting on a chair.
Yeah, that'd be super dope. Any other themes? I want to see some baby themes. I still want Baby Dragon. I've been asking for a while. I still think Baby Dragon would be pretty cool. Right? They did some of the other babies like Baby Bear, Baby War Bear. So Baby Dragon, baby. Let's do it. It was riding a raptor? Ah, I see.
themes.
Yeah, themes. What do you like?
Never gone into thought about this before.
Yeah, themes. And nothing nude, okay? All right, chat. I already saw chat go there. Chat's like, oh, easy. Just
Classic.
don't even put any clothes on them. I'll buy that. All right, relax.
I like the Baby Dragon one a lot. That's like, oh, if there's a Baby Zyros one, oh, it's game over, man.
Do you think it would be inappropriate to have gender bend skins?
What do you mean by that?
So like if a character, let's say, like, you know, if you took like
Dragonites, make them female.
yeah, like if you take all the Dragonites, you had like a female Dragonite skin. Do you think that would be appropriate or not?
I think it'd be.
I don't think it'd be like inappropriate, but I think it would change the game, you know, because then if they were gonna make a female Dragonite, then it should just be a new unit. You know what I mean? Not just a skin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We would make a female Dragonite. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm just curious. I'm just curious if you think it's appropriate, not if they should do it.
I think that's totally fine. Like if they actually did implement that where you could change the gender of all your units, I don't think
No,
that's
I just mean like as a transmog skin, like a very specific transmog skin. Not like you can do this with every unit, because that would take way too. That'd be way
so
too
it would
much.
be like Barbara and then like Bob, or what like.
like
Yeah.
a female.
Like, what are we going for here? What are we going for? I'm trying to understand.
I see that as missed opportunity to introduce a new unit under this new look, though. You know what I mean? Like if they reintroduce Dragonites, but as females, I want to see different skills. I want to see new units, not Laika, but as a girl. I want to see
when those happen, you know, the game's
girl
gonna die,
version
right?
of Laika. You know what I mean?
No,
Like,
you know what would be weird if they come out with those skins, but the name stays the same. So it's like, you know, it's a Leo, but it's a female. You know, it's kind of weird, right? Or the chat.
The thing that
Like,
gets
what
me
it's
is
a
that, like,
Trevor, but a female Trevor.
If-
It's weird, right?
if they ever start coming out with like female versions of characters that are different, that's when you know they've just run out of creative ideas, or even like remotely creative ideas.
Yeah,
Like if they
that's
come out with
kinda weird.
female Dragon Knights, like the game is just over.
Or like a male Christina. That's like weird,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, that'd be kind of strange. You know what I would like
Polar
to see?
Kings.
So this would be a small thing, but I don't know if they'll do it. But a small thing, like if transmogs with similar themes have an additional appearance effect if used together.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
You know, I don't know what it could be, but some.
Yeah.
I mean, just some kind of synergy, right? Not like, you know, like it, like they're like if you had like two skins and like they were a Dragonite and like a Archangel, you know what I mean? And it's the same themed skin. It'll make like a special effect, and it'll give them both like plus 20 speed or something like that, right? Okay, maybe I lost
Yeah.
you, but okay, maybe.
Okay, all right. Our Knight's Chronicle here. Relax. I do think that
just
when
kidding.
they release transmogs, they should consider doing transmogs in like a set of 5 where they're actually a cohesive theme, and then they follow what you're saying. Like, you know, if I use like so let me just like arbitrarily name these. If I used like Night Lady Tiana with my, you know, Suave Gentleman Covenant or something, right? Like they would have this cool effect.
Yeah, they
in the
both
match.
glow or something.
Like that'd be
or-
cool, you know.
Yeah. I like that, dude.
Yeah. But I think part of letting an artist, you know, spread its wings, like Stoic was telling me or telling us earlier, how they just like, you know, randomly just pick like which transmogs they want to do and just randomly pick one and do it. That's kind of cool, you know. You let the artists, instead of like pigeonholing them to picking like a certain amount of units to transmog, they could do whatever they want. kind of like that too.
I also want fossil versions of certain units.
Fossil?
Like certain animal units, I want like a fossil version of them. So like it's like bones, you know. Like if you had like a fossil T-Rex, for example, as a Zyros, I think that'd be sick.
Oh,
I don't like
some
fossil,
Beast
but-
Riders in chat before already.
I don't
Someone
like fossil,
really
but I
good
like
at,
something really weird. But
Beast
don't judge
Rider.
me for it.
Okay, what do you
Okay.
like?
I like celebrity ones. Like when you're playing Fortnite or whatever, you use like Keanu Reeves skin or like John Wick
yeah.
stuff. I don't know. I like that kind of stuff. But yeah, I don't think the skin will have it, but it's kind of cool.
Just randomly.
RoboCop,
Yeah, like Brave,
Terminator.
like Final Fantasy Brave Exvius has like collabs with certain pop stars and stuff. So we have like 3 or 3 or 4 Ariana Grande units, and then we have like 2 or 3
You just
Katy
see-
Perry units.
How corny
just
like
see-
that, man?
Somebody used like an Artemil. It's got Thompson's face on it.
No, not like that.
No, an Artemis with Thompson's top knot.
I'd
I
buy it.
don't know. Like,
I'd
Keanu
buy
Reeves'
it.
face
I'd
on
buy
there.
it.
That'd be kind of cool.
I'd
Mr.
100%
Miyagi
buy it,
fucking
dude.
Masters.
Oh, no bones allowed. True. Forgot about that.
Wait, what do you mean?
Certain aesthetics are not allowed in certain countries for games.
Oh, that's
That's
interesting.
also I think why they can't use like rotting flesh looking units, because like if you had like a zombie you know, dragons or something, you could do like a Nidhogg looking like rotting flesh
Wait,
Zyros, which
is
would
that
be so
actually
cool.
true? Because you said rotting flesh and bones, right? And this is a great moment to thank our sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. If you guys haven't downloaded today with over 15 million okay, I'm just saying.
I'm leaving this podcast.
I'm just
I love
kidding.
it, man.
That would have been the
Fucking love
perfect
it.
transition, right? No, they're not sponsoring the stream, but they have rotting flesh and they have bones in there, and their game is played worldwide. Explain that.
Some games have
does that
different
work?
rules. I think it depends on the publisher. I think it
Yo,
depends on the
low key,
publishers.
Raid Shadow Legends does really good with their advertisement. I always like
No,
stay to watch their. It's so funny, you know.
Like, I don't care if you like the game or not. Every other game developer, please look at Raid, look at their advertisement, and look at their mobile application. Their PC application. Please, it's so smooth, and the advertisements are so clean. Yeah, so if you're gonna take anything from it, take those 2 aspects because those are great. I
Wait,
don't care if you like
Brian,
the
you
game or
can
not.
play
Talking about those
Raid
aspects.
Shadow Legends on your PC.
Yeah, and it's super smooth.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
the
that's
smoothest
The
client.
PC client is horrible to download though.
Or
Why is
wait,
that?
Like actually downloading it and setting it up is horrible. It needs
Oh,
to be a
that's
more
kinda lame.
seamless process.
What? It's-
Like the
it's-
client
it's
itself
hilarious.
runs well, but like
never had a
actually
problem with that.
downloading and installing it is just terrible.
Is it? Or you just have a junk PC?
you
It's pretty
think
simple.
if Summoner's War is on like PlayStation 5 and your PC, people will play on there and stuff like that? I
PC
don't
for
know.
sure. PC for sure.
That'd be kind of cool. I would like to play with it on the PC.
Oh, and by the way, in terms of Raid's ads, I'm not talking about those advertisements you're seeing on the YouTube videos. I mean, the YouTube channels and whatnot from the people. I'm talking about their actual official Raid Shadow Legends ads. Like, they actually make it, like, super clean. Like, they actually have full animations and whatnot of the characters, and it's super, super clean. It's not cheesy like those other ones. It's like, join in on the action today. Ching, ching, ding, 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 ding,
No,
ding.
I'm talking about their commercials.
Yeah, they're actual
Like
commercials.
the guy going to the therapy room.
Yeah,
The guy that, I
they're
don't know.
actual
Yeah.
commercials. Yeah, I'm not talking about the
Talking
Raid
about that.
ads from like YouTube videos and whatnot. I think the people are getting confused. They're actual commercials. Yeah, they do a
Yeah.
good job. I think Summoners War did a couple of good ones as well. Remember when they hired
Yes.
some special people to do it?
Have you seen the chicken one?
Which one is that?
Summoners War chicken one? Let me find it.
Yeah, they made some decent commercials in the past. But yeah. Anyways, let's move on to the next topic here first. Yeah, let's continue going here. Next topic we have here. Yeah, so good topic on the Transmogs. Really excited to see them get released. More excited for the
posted in chat for
animations.
you.
Thanks, I'll check it out. Actually, posted in my my Twitch chat. Even though it deletes out, I can see it right there and I can copy paste. Yeah. But yeah, I'm really excited for the Transmogs. As always, like Tyler said, even for myself, I don't really judge it until they release the animations because they can.
This
be
video is
complete crap.
actually hilarious, Brian.
Yeah.
It's so dumb. It is so dumb.
Wait, is this a commercial? The Japanese one or something like that?
Yeah, it is.
Ah,
It's
okay,
the
I
Japanese
remember that
duck
one.
bomb commercial.
Wait,
I
I
remember
haven't
that
seen it
one.
yet.
Yeah.
I can't
It's
see
so
how the
good.
Summoners War commercial until like the very last
It's
second.
so good.
All right, let me see. I'll see if I can. Let's see if I can play it here on
This
stream.
commercial makes absolutely no sense, but it's still funny every time.
Here, let me-
Never seen this.
Commercial makes absolutely no sense, but it's always a good time to watch.
I don't see the connection yet because I'm just like fast forwarding it.
All right,
You
this is
know.
the commercial.
Do you have the sound on?
Yeah, I saw it.
Come here. Number 4. Open.
What?
What the fuck? It has nothing to do with the fucking game. What the hell? That has nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
Hilarious, dude. So good, dude.
Maybe that's why we're not doing so many more commercials now.
Yeah, maybe Comtos can take it easy on the commercials.
This is
you know what I'm
why.
saying?
This is why I love Korea.
Comtos can take it easy on the advertisements. I would say. Yeah, I think we're good. I think we're
That's
good.
pretty
Comtos.
funny.
We're good, Comtos. You guys did just fine. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want to
Anyways.
see their own rendition of copying Raid Shadow Legends now. I don't.
So people are saying it's the release of the Phoenixes.
Nani?
That's so funny that the Phoenix release is what people are
Oh,
saying it is.
you think?
That's
Wait,
still
is that
pretty
is actually
funny.
what it is?
I don't know. I have no idea if that's actually what it is, but that's pretty funny.
I doubt it though. I doubt it.
It's just funny because it's like lighthearted and it makes no sense. But it
Yeah.
still makes you laugh.
It just
when you see
captures your captures your attention, which is what they want to do. I mean, it's a strat, right? Because you're just like, what the hell? All right, let's move on to topic number 2. I love these tangents that we go on. To be honest, I think people love these tangents we go on as well during the podcast. Makes it a little bit more interesting, right? Topic number 2 is, let's talk about login rewards. Now, this is a topic that Tyler was interested in talking about, and a topic that we kind of brushed up on a couple times in the past, right? Login rewards. I also added in, discussions on maybe more weekly and monthly missions instead of just your daily quests, your daily missions. Maybe more weekly, monthly things to keep people more engaged, keeping people logging in every day, and rewarding them at the same time, right? Go ahead and take it away, Tyler, and some of your suggestions or things that you want to see in this.
Things I want to see added to weekly or monthly login rewards, etc. I want to see a little bit of dimensional hole energy.
Okay.
I want to see ancient gems and grinds. I want to see immemorial gems and grinds. And maybe I'd like to see an extra way to get legendary pieces, maybe? I'm not sure if that's necessary, but I think it'd be nice.
I want to see them introduce the elemental but legendary pieces, so you can craft a choice. So it's like you can lock in your element that week instead of just doing a regular legendary. You could be like, well, I want fire, and then you can start feeding your Nat 4s weekly to get your legendary pieces, but element.
Oh, that'd be a nice
That'd be
bonus,
kinda
right?
cool.
Yeah, because right now the value for two 4-stars for 15 legendaries is kind of meh, right? So, I mean, making it elemental 15 legendaries is not that bad. I think that'd be feasible. They only can get so much a month anyways. That's a really good idea.
And I think that allows them to put it into shop as well. So you can shop refresh for 5 legendary pieces. You might see watered firewind.
So this is something I wanted to bring up later, but I guess we can bring it up now that since you brought up the legendary scrolls. You remember how we always complain that there's no sync for high essences in the game? I've wanted them to be able to do a crafting thing where you can like once a week or like once a month or whatever, you can take a bunch of high essences and legendary scroll pieces and turn it into an elemental legendary. Like, what if you took like 50 highs and turned it into like that plus legendary pieces, turned it into a legendary of that element? I think that'd be worth it because eventually you end up collecting so many more highs that you don't really need them. You almost always need mids.
That's not a bad idea.
But then if you're kind of like a beginning player, won't you fall back in the game?
If you do it, I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, prioritize yourself. You know what I mean? Like you want
at that point, it depends on how much like you want to, efficiency versus what you want, right? If you're looking for a specific unit and you want to play the game for that specific unit, then you do that, right? And I mean, 50 is like an arbitrary value. It could be whatever balanced amount it takes, but like if it's 20 or something, right?
I don't know about that because like if you're a beginning player, you have so much stuff you have to do. If you add another thing they have to do, right? It's kind of like a lot of work.
I think a lot of people like are just not going to do that because they don't need to, right? Like, they don't need to get a specific elemental legendary.
Well, a lot of people actually like feels FOMO too, right? Because they don't want to, they want to do it just because it's value.
Yep.
Yes, but a lot of people also skip a lot of things because they don't want to put the time or effort into it, right? Like people skip crafting the Magic Legendary box every single week. I think it's good
I don't know why
value,
you're
but a lot
crafting
of people skip that.
It's not good value for the mid players because they can't get the white crystals. Unfortunately,
I'm the other way around. I can't get the red crystals.
The red crystals you just farm. You
I know. I've never farmed a homunculus, so I always have like infinite
Oh.
white crystals and no red crystals.
Oh, I see. Yeah, so I mean, if you, for the people in chat that don't know, a lot of people are definitely going to be asking, hey, why don't you just let us, defuse the essences from highs to mids and mids to lows, right? Just the same way we go upwards from lows to mids and mids to highs. They have announced it in one of their like talks or one of their Q&As that they will not allow that.
Yeah, it's the Q&A video on their YouTube channel.
They do
recently.
not want to
It's
do
2 months
that.
ago.
No, they even had one before 2 months ago where they addressed this.
Oh, really?
Well. Yeah, there was an older one I remember from like a year or more than a year ago that they addressed it. They will never allow that to happen, right? I don't know why. They have a reason for it, but they don't want to do that. Whether they want to do it, I mean, whether or not the reason is good or not, they don't want to do that. So we know that's not one of the not one of the ways or things we can ask them. But I think this addition to using the high essences or maybe essences to make a legendary, scroll into a, elemental legendary might be feasible. I don't think it's too bad. I don't think it's too bad of a decision. But how often can they do it, right? That's going to be the limitations, or else endgame players are just going to try to abuse it to fill up their monster box quicker, right? Which might be a little bit too much. I don't know.
So another thing for login rewards, I think a lot of the login rewards should be doubled. So all the energy ones I think should be doubled. I think the mana ones could be doubled, and I think that honestly, the crystals could be doubled too, but that doesn't really matter. The mana and the energy, I think, should be doubled. So it's day 1, 7, 13, and 19 is 30, 40, 50, and 100. It could be 60, 80, 100, and 200, and it really wouldn't change that much. It would be a nice gesture to players, and it's also pretty. I mean, it's nice. It's helpful. I don't think it should be. I don't think everything needs to be doubled. Like, I don't think the scrolls need to be doubled, because I think that having scrolls as a more premium resource is okay for the game with the way the game is designed. But I do think that allowing people to have more base resources like energy and mana will help them a lot more, especially the newer players. The newer players will get it a lot, and the mid-game players will appreciate it.
I think always more energy is always a great idea. More time in the game, especially for people who are free to play, the better.
Mm.
Right.
And then another thing I wanted to kind of replace a couple of things in here. So where we have the single Mystic Scroll and the single Summoning Stone, I want those stacked on top of each other, and I want the day 12 to be replaced with a Ancient Gem or Grind, purple or better. Or to be honest, I think I'd rather just have an Immemorial there, like an Immemorial Gem and Grind that's purple or better would be really nice there. And then I want to replace the second double experience with like 10. This is very controversial. This is very controversial when I bring this up. I want to replace the second double experience in the monthly login reward with 10 ancient crystals, or like 15 ancient crystals. And the reason I want that is because there are a lot of players who may possibly never get dupes, or like it'll take forever for them to get it. I think giving people 15 ancient crystals a month is not overpowered, and it's not something that's going to break the game. I think it's a very nice gesture to do, because if you think about it, 15, 30, 45, 60, 75, 90. So 6 months, you can buy one gem if you want, one perfect gem, right? If you wait a year and a half, you buy one blessing. I think 15 is not even that much, to be perfectly honest. I think you could probably make it 20, 25, and it would still be fine.
Okay, so what I think about that is it's not a matter of if it's a feasible rate of giving it, or if it's feasible on what you get in return. I think it's more of does it fall in line with kind of like, because like I don't know why Comtois does it, but they like to keep things in lanes. You know what I mean? Arena. RTA. The rewards and what you do is very linear, very very strict. So adding something that is from like dupes, and specifically just dupes, and when you get dupes and nat 5s as a special resource into a login, it doesn't like coincide. So instinctively I know that they'll be looking at that,
apprehensive of it, obviously.
Yeah, exactly.
But I do think I mean I agree with you, right? Like we see how they logically set things up in the game,
Right.
but I don't think it's a bad idea for us to petition for it, because it's good for everybody, and it's also nothing that will break the game. Like if we got 25 ancient crystals every month, would that really break the game? That's 300 a year, or 250? No, 300 a year, exactly.
Well, if they're that sensitive about giving them out, you know how at the end of the monthly event we get one legendary. What if we got a crystal in
Ancient
place instead of
crystals?
that one? Yeah, instead of that
I
one.
think the legendary scroll is actually more valuable than the ancient crystals, and the reason I think it is because there are not a lot of players who necessarily need the ancient crystals more than they need like the scroll, right? Like summoning a bunch of scrolls could get you a Lucian, could get you a Talia, could get you a Sabrina, could get you a Shina, right? It could get you all these helpful progression units. Whereas for us, since we already have all the units, it's like, okay, getting the ancient crystals are better, right? But that doesn't mean we can't, like, we don't have a sink to use all of these 4-stars and stuff that we summon, right? We
But
summon a
we have a lot of
4-star,
ways
we
to
turn
get
it into
those.
legendary pieces. We look towards getting a 5-star.
Yeah,
to
we
put
have a
into
lot of
ancient
ways to get
crystals.
those legendary pieces though. So if it was ancient crystals, maybe it'd be better because maybe free-to-play players might get lucky in their world boss. They might get lucky in the shop. They can also get these legendary pieces from Guild Wars as well. I don't know what they're buying with their Guild Wars. Hopefully they're getting their towers up there, their flags.
I guess what I'm trying to say is I don't want to take anything away. All I want to do is add. And your suggestion takes something away to add something else, right? And that's why I kind of, it's a little bit for some people, but it's a lot for others, right? And that's why I don't agree with it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's good that we petition and ask for things as well, but we always have to think on their end, right? I always like to play devil's advocate as well. Anything given is very hard to take away, so they need to make sure that this is doesn't have any long-term implications, right? We're talking they want the game to go as long as possible. That's probably what they care about the most. Yeah, it's the longevity of the game.
The idea between 25 ancient crystals a year is you get one blessing a year, right? For free, basically.
I would rather them to just give us more blessing events. They gave us an event with a blessing before. They should just try to do it more often throughout the year. Maybe one a year guaranteed that they're going to do an event with a blessing.
So I don't think that this is a case of I would rather have blank versus blank. This is strictly talking about the bonuses of login rewards, right? I think login rewards suck. I think the only thing good about a login reward is an LD scroll, and that in itself also kind of sucks. The only reason it's so good is $30.
Traditionally, login rewards have never been good on any game. Like login rewards are just like minuscule things to play the game, right? Events is the big banger.
Okay,
right?
Epic 7 buffed their login rewards, and now they're good. Right, I actually entirely disagree with you. I think that login rewards in games are actually really good right now. I think that because we've played so much Summoners War, we are very conditioned to having shitty login rewards.
Yeah,
most games have insane login rewards.
What does Epic 7 give you?
Epic 7 gives you a 4 to 5 star ticket for artifact, 4 to 5 star ticket for hero, a Moonlight summon, which is an LD scroll, and you get some summoning stones. You get currency, you get farming currency, and you get. I mean, you basically get the same thing, but probably a little more than doubled. So you basically get like 2 legendary scrolls, an LD scroll, some stones.
I'm just super apprehensive.
I guess a bunch of runes. They don't give you actual gear, but they give you things to upgrade.
I'm just super against things right now because I feel like I hate to be the guy, but they're giving out a lot of shit, man. Like if you think that Summoners War is giving you nothing compared to any game, you have not played any other game. Like
also
currently right now out there compared to every other game, man, like you're getting a shit ton. I'm not even just talking about 6-year anniversary events that obviously just happened if you just forgot, right? But
which is always, I feel like it's been 6-year anniversary every day.
Yeah.
Well, the 6-year anniversary lasts for 2.5 months usually. So that's why it's April, and then it like tapers off in May, and then we get it back in June, and then it tapers off as June ends.
They have given us a crap ton, man. Like in like a crap ton. Yeah, even this with the event that they're doing right now coming out. I mean, it's been pretty solid, right? But I would like to see login rewards buff. But the main reason I would like to see login buffs reward, whatever it is, to just get more people to play on the daily, to get them to log in. That's what I want. More people to play. Right? I don't really care about the rewards, honestly.
The better your login rewards, the more likely people are to play the game every day.
Are the two things for Epic 7 higher than Summoners War?
Yes and no. Moonlight rates are extremely high because there's pity. Okay, so in Epic 7 there's pity. After a certain amount of summons, you're guaranteed to get something, right? There's also pity for Moonlight 5s, so LD 5s have pity on the Summoning Stone banner.
So you're saying I could play Epic 7 and get my hand held where I don't get it held in Summoners War?
Let me say this. I enjoy both games, and I play both games pretty extensively. Okay. Right? And I'll tell you right now, if you spent 1% of what you've whaled in Summoners War, you have pretty much everything in Epic 7. But Epic 7 is different, right? Epic 7, everybody kind of has everything, but it's a different kind of strategy in game. You know what I mean? Like, it's all about the gear and the strategy of how you put the artifacts and your gear and how you use it. It's different. It's not
the base idea of the game is the same, but it plays very differently.
I think you can't compare, Epic 7 rewards with Summoner's rewards, because I feel like Summoner's reward, you could spend a whole bunch and get nothing, or you could spend a little bit and get a lot too. So I think like the fact that Summoner's reward doesn't have the pity system is like the reason why people are playing it.
Well, I agree. I actually like Summoner's War for that reason.
I do like something they do provide more of, which is not the ancient crystals, but is dimensional hole crystals. Oh my god. Because like I think people are struggling to
energy, D-hole energy.
Yeah, the D-hole energy, and if people they could provide a little bit more of that without costing crystals, people could get the grinds for ancient runes and far more. I would like more of that.
I think that
How about you guys?
The ancient crystals is the only one that I like. I'm like, this would be nice, but it definitely isn't necessary. I think all the other things are actually pretty necessary. I think that monthly login rewards need a revamp. It's been years since we've had a good revamp, because I know we've had a revamp where they've added things, right? They added the elemental scrolls, they added the runes, but I don't think any of those things were actually good. Like they didn't make any notable change.
I like your idea, but instead of ancient crystals, I like it to be dimensional hole energy. Because I think
why can't we have both?
I think people. Both fine, but I think people want to play with more Second Awakening monsters and test everything out, especially like you influencers and stuff like that, right? And to have to cost more dimensional hole and time, if they provide it for us, it'll be really nice, right? Everyone have full access to all the monsters they could play with.
Quicker crows, quicker 2A Rayokes. That's gonna accelerate the early progression.
Yeah, I'd have like four Mihos for Siege.
Yeah, sure.
That too.
Sure, I like that. How about going into the weekly and monthly missions? Do we want to see that? That's where we can obviously ask for some more rewards too, right? It doesn't have to all lean towards the login, right? The login can be, get better, more energy and whatnot, but we can lean these towards weekly and monthly missions. If you want HE crystals, it could come out of there as well, right? Something you got to do every day on the 20-something day that you've done it all. You get this, but you have to have not missed a day. That. Right?
I like it. One of my favorite ones is those events that when a new Second Awakening monster comes out, you click on the event and you get like 30 of your refund crystals back, right?
Yeah. I like that.
So cool, right? Yeah.
So because like I feel like logins is such a low effort thing. You click, you logged in, right? So if you want to give some rewards, I think a daily, weekly, monthly mission, where you're completing your dailies, you're doing something, you're actually playing the game. If you get a reward like that, I think it's more feasible. You logged in every day and you played the game. I think you should get rewarded. What's that?
It's kind of like an event.
Kind of, yeah, I guess.
I find that kind of interesting because normally I'm the one who's saying that, like what you're saying right now. And normally I'm the person who's like, no, we don't need to give extra things. We don't need to do this. They're already generous enough. And I'm sitting here like, you know what? A lot of these things are kind of shit, and they should really be revamped.
I mean, that's it. That's why we have these podcasts, right? We feel different things.
Yeah, it's just interesting to see because I've never been this much on this side of that like perspective where like we need to give a lot of things right now, and it's really just because like a lot of people just lose motivation to log in because there's just not things you hit a hard wall really fast and for a lot of things, right? Dimensional hole is frustrating because it's very, very time gated, right? Which is understandable because of how strong it can be for some people. But really what I think a lot of people want to do is I think a lot of people want to have a little bit more flexibility in being able to do things more the way they want to.
Tyler, if you hit a wall in this game, there's two things that's making you hit the wall. One is Devilmon, two is runes. Really? Yeah, but no matter how much you do it, you can't get skill ups, right?
Yeah.
Like, how are you going to get a fully skilled Josephine in like a week? You have to summon how much, right? No matter, So I think like they got to fix the Devilmon, the skill up problems first, and runes, And if people have more access to like Devilmons and runes, they could catch up to the end game players, and that's true, right? It doesn't matter how many blessings they have or how many monsters they have. If they're not skilled up or they don't have runes.
True. I mean, they've slightly addressed it with the recent fusion events by letting us have those kind of skilled up in there. The 3 skill ups. That's kind of new, right? Skilling up the fusion, new unit like String Masters.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's 3 Devilmon, right? That you would have to put into your Jean. It's nice.
It's good.
So if they do some more stuff like that, and maybe in the future, like let you do an event where you can choose which Nat 5 you want to plug in and get some skill ups, hey, like that might be not bad. Like throughout the year.
Wouldn't it just be easier to just give us a Devilmon?
Yeah.
True, but they want to do it in different avenues. They want to do it in different avenues, right? But
I mean, think about like
they
if
want
you
you
want
to
to
play
start
the
playing
event.
Summoner's War tomorrow,
mhm.
and you summon a lot, you wail, you do a lot of stuff. You still need to upgrade a whole bunch of runes, which takes like days and days and months and months.
But that's the
And
game,
you also
right?
have to have your monsters runed up, skilled up, right?
That's
Can't
the
use the
game, right?
monsters.
That's the game, right? There needs to be a little uphill battle. There needs to be a little bit of playing
It's
involved,
too
right?
uphill. It's impossible. You know,
think so?
it's impossible.
I mean, I think it's going to take a while for any player starting the game now to get to the end game. But isn't that fair to say with the majority of games out there?
That's
right?
not. I don't even consider that that's a non-factor to me. The consideration of a new player getting to end game just doesn't exist to me.
Yeah, it's
I
never.
I don't mean that to
to
sound rude or anything, but like
Mm.
if you're a new player, you're literally not getting to end game in under like a year, and you're wailing hard if you want a year. If you want to be like C3 G1, you need good luck, a lot of efficiency, a lot of hard work, and 2 years.
But the thing
it's
is, not
just,
everybody.
it's just how it is, right?
Not everybody gets in the game has that mentality, right? We might have
exactly.
that,
So that's why
but-
it's a non-factor to me, right? I never bring up the discussion of a new player getting
Mhm.
to end game for these things. I'm talking about like I want the longevity of the game, because the longevity of the game is going to be people start the game, people want to play the game every day, people spend here and there, right? It's not the people that are spending $10,000 a month. It's the people. It's the 500,000 people who are spending like $30 a week. There are tons of people who spend like $30 a week on the game, or like they spend like $50 a month, right? There's so many of those players, and that is why I'm always targeting those players. I'm like, those are the players that want these things, and these things are not a lot to ask for, right? What I'm asking for in these login rewards, I'm asking for double energy, double mana, which is very little overall. You get what, like an extra 200k mana, maybe a little bit more. Yeah, you get exactly 200k mana extra. 400k, sorry, 400k mana extra in a month, and then you get an extra, what is that, 220, you get an extra 220 energy in a month. Like, that's not a lot to ask for. That's 2 refills, and then for the mana cost, that's like 3 refills, so you get 5 extra refills in a month, right? And then I'm saying stack up the scroll and the summoning stone and give us like 10 or 15 dimensional hole energy, right? Like, that's really, really nice, because then it helps everyone. Everyone wants more dimensional hole energy, right? You're also, and then I'm also saying like, okay, if we want to, we can add ancient crystals too. We don't have to, but adding an immemorial would be nice, because what about the people who like just can't raid yet? Like, it just gives them that small boost for help. And then the people who get the immemorial, who need it anyways, like us, like if you got like a speed grind, you're like, sweet, now I need 1 less bio speed grind. Right? Like those things are just really nice gestures to the game, right? Immemorials are like impossibly difficult to get, or unless you buy them. Ancient crystals are a pretty pay-to-win focus currency, and dimensional hole is just time gated, right? And for all the people that are arguing like, you don't need extra mana, like, I don't need extra mana, Thompson doesn't need extra mana, nobody in this call needs extra mana, but I recognize there are a lot of players who would be happy to get an extra 400k mana.
Good, dude.
There are tons of players who would be like, wow, we get 400k extra mana a month, that's awesome, thanks, right? A lot of people would appreciate having that mana, especially if you're someone who moves your runes all around for siege. I know some people do that all the time. I don't know why, but like my point is, those things that we're adding aren't going to make players catch up way faster. They're not going to nerf the mid-game free-to-play players. They're not going to nerf the people that have been playing for 3 years, right? All they're going to do is help you play the game and have more fun, right? It's not a huge change to the mid-game or the end game at all.
The thing is, I wanna kind of go back. It's kind of sparked some interest. I'm actually curious, like, to go back, and if I was to start a new account myself, would I actually even hit a wall playing like on the daily for months? Like, it's actually pretty smooth now, right, for the new players getting into the game. You don't really hit that wall, because I remember
it also
being
depends
really
on
rough,
if you're
dude.
spending or not. Daily Pack 1 makes that wall a lot
I'm
different.
saying no spending. I'm saying absolutely no spending, which is the bottom of the bottom in terms of, like, you know, testing, right? That's like the worst case scenario. You never spend a dime, right? Like, of course, some people, they like the game, they're gonna spend a little bit, right? They might not spend thousands, but they might spend like
it depends on how much you play, but you can definitely run out of crystals farming. Like, it's not that hard to run out of crystals farming.
I see.
If you spend absolutely nothing and you are farming all your crystals, you can actually burn them down pretty fast. Because you also have to remember that earlier in the game, you need to farm double experience a lot more than you need to farm it where we are.
Oh, yeah,
so you're spending a lot of energy on double experience to try to get things to 6 stars. The really big wall I find is when you have to farm for events, right? When there's events that are like farming focused, that becomes a really hard wall for you because you're like, okay, do I have enough crystals to finish the event?
But the only one we've really had that has been an issue has probably been the Anniversary 2 event, but the reward was
A couple of the ones where it
absurd.
drops like an item in the dungeon, those can be rough for some people too. So like if you remember like back in the day where
like
the
candy
stocking boxes,
and jack-o'-lanterns and
yeah, and the Valentine's,
yeah.
but yeah, those things, like those events can be really tough for people. If you're like free to play and you're like trying to be really efficient with your crystals.
Okay, good to know.
So maybe not so much crystals, just a lot more energy. So by bumping up energy rewards for playing for daily logins,
Sure.
weeklies, I think more energy is definitely something we would like to say, because more energy just means more time invested. That's all it is.
Right.
And you can't take those crystals and be like, I'll just save them for.
Because I care about
Yeah,
the
you know
most,
what I
right?
mean?
Is the early game, the free to play players. That's the players I care about, because that's the players that enjoy and they're trying to play the game to have fun. They're not trying to be end game, you know what I mean? But they're enjoying the game. They're progressing. They're getting that feeling of progression. That's something that us end game players are not going to be able to feel anymore. That's that feeling of being able to progress. Have you guys had a feeling like that in a while? Like, damn, I just made my first GB10. Damn, I just made
Yes,
my first
actually.
1 minute team. Did you have a feeling
This
like that?
this
I've never got
weekend I
that
had
feeling
that
in a
feeling.
while. Yeah.
So recently I had a couple friends who started the game
Mhm.
and they're like 2 or 3 months in, so they're like clear TOA hard, they're working on their R5 teams.
Right.
I've been carrying them in R5 like late at night when we're just chilling and stuff, so I can
Mhm.
help them get grinds faster.
Right.
And so like I was like, I want to make a really solid fast 2 R5 team that's still like a minute to a minute 25, and I created 2 great teams that are like very, very solid and they run really well, and I just like a great feeling of progression. And then I made a solid Alunia B5 team with the Bernard, and then someone was like, just use Twins Barb, and then I did that, and now I've wasted all my time.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's a feeling we don't get to experience too often anymore. Yeah, that success. I don't know what it is. You only get
You
that if
really-
you want to make a new account or you want to start a new game.
You feel it in RTA when you find like new units come out and you figure out how to counter them or you figure out how to use them really well. I think those are the only times we really feel that anymore.
Okay, cool. I think this discussion was pretty good. I think I definitely want to put this down and continue discussing this moving forward. I think we can get some good
7 accuracy.
Innate 7% accuracy. Roll it at speed on it.
Ooh, okay.
Oh wait, that's a really good Daphnis rune. Wait a minute.
Daphnis,
5
Barbara.
speed, 8 attack, 6 crit damage. That could be a sick Daphnis
That
rune.
is a nut rune,
You know,
man.
those
You guys
old
react that
feeling
kind of stuff?
guys of pulling a nice rune and getting super excited for it. Yeah, those
All right,
feelings.
plus it to 12 right now. Put your phone upside down, and then when you're done, put it to the screen. Don't look at it yet.
What did
Just
you
put
say,
it to the
Thompson?
screen. Go ahead, Thompson.
I think that's a good example. Do you guys react that kind of stuff?
I would. Yeah.
If you
I
really,
would not.
if you ever really need that slot one, then you do. But you have too many,
Oh.
Thompson, that you would never re-up that.
No,
I
mean,
don't.
like just like offsets and
Not looking
like
at it.
slot
I don't
one.
even know when it's done.
I consider Swift to be a main stat.
Yeah.
That's why. But the main thing is it's because it has the accuracy innate. If it was any other innate, I probably wouldn't do it. Maybe crit damage innate on slot 1, but accuracy innate is really, really easy to use.
Yeah, majority of players don't re-up that though.
But the problem is like if you don't hit at least 20 speed, the rune is basically non-usable.
Yeah.
And if it hits something that's different, like it's like you don't get the
Well,
speed,
my
but you
Swift
get
is-
like 21 crit, you keep it, and then it's not for RTA.
That too. Well, put on Lucian, I guess.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to topic number 3. I like that topic a lot. Let's bring that up in the future and continue discussing, right? Improving the quality of the game, not just for like end games, like we said, for the early game players, free to players, and mid game players for sure. Login rewards, weekly missions, monthly missions, that'd be awesome. Moving into topic number 3 here. RT season is ending soon. Now everybody's gonna ask, when is it ending? We don't know, but we can speculate. What do you guys speculate? I'm speculating
Next
beginning
month.
of
End
next
of this
month.
month.
End
I
of
think
next
it'll
month?
be. I think it'll be longer.
You think it's gonna be
I
end
think
of
it's
next
gonna be
month?
like end of this month.
Do you think
No.
the season's gonna be 2 months or 3 months? That's the question.
I think it's 3 months. And
If
what-
it's
what is
3
the
months,
month?
it's the end of July because RTA started April 21st.
April 21st.
Okay.
So you have whole of May, you have whole of June. So doesn't that mean it's going to be mid-July or early July?
That's what I said. Mid July. You said the end of this
Oh.
month. It's June.
I said end of this month. Like beginning of next month, end of this month is what I'm.
Yeah, I'm thinking
speculating.
beginning of next month. So probably in about
Whatever
a month
3
more.
months meant.
For
that's the
those
one.
who don't know, generally and historically, seasons have been 3 months, but
Mhm.
last season was 2 months. So we are kind of unsure whether or not they're going to keep that or change it. We don't know exactly why they did a 2 month period, but
I think
they
testing.
did.
I think they tested.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
so it has to do with the whole testing and the way they changed the violent procs and stuff. But like we're not really sure. Show us the rune.
Oh, it finished?
Did it
Yeah.
finish?
Ooh.
Triple speed?
I don't know. Can we?
Oh, that's garbage.
There's no.
How do you even see that?
That's garbage.
Oh, that's hot garbage.
I see a
There's-
roll in the bottom line. It's
Oh,
garbage.
Yeah, that's hot
I got
garbage.
20 resistance though.
Well,
Wow.
Yeah, that's gone.
I love the face expression,
Can't
man.
even, can't even re-up that.
I would re-up it. 7%.
I don't
I
have
would
re-up.
save it.
I would
Oh,
not.
I would just hold it for now.
I would
Yeah.
hold. That's a hold. That's a hold, just in case.
It's a super hold for me.
Yeah. But yeah, so RT season ending, and then we don't know exactly when. About a month. That can be an estimate. People are speculating some kind of buff or nerf balance patch. It's been a little while, right? When was the last one? It was mid of the last season. So we're talking like 4 months ago, 3 months ago, right? So are we expecting a balance patch soon, right? And what do you want to see? Right, it comes the normal topic of buffs and nerfs.
Ooh, nice. I want to see a buff to the art masters, please, God.
Okay. Yeah, they're new though, and does it seem like they're new and they're very underwhelming, right? Or what? Okay.
I want to see attack bar reduction on the strip. I feel like that's a normal thing to give a stripper is when he strips, attack bar reduction as well.
Or
Not
like
100%,
slow or
but it's some
something.
sort of attack bar pushback. You know what I mean? I feel like something with the especially the Fire Art Master is I want to see him be able to like protect himself a little bit. I know he reduces attack bar with first skill and then he's able to seal somebody, but it's like once that's done and he has his really inconsistent strip, what is he else?
What about Fire Art
Absolutely
Master
agree
having
with
one turn
Stoic,
immunity?
100%. Also, there's another thing with Joe Gunn. Like, if you miss skill 2, you almost instantly lose the game, and you miss it pretty frequently, I guess. So yeah, that's weird.
You have low
What if-
accuracy, or
what
are you
if-
talking 85
What if Joe
plus?
Gunn gives you? Sorry,
Huh?
go ahead.
Are you 85 accuracy or what?
Yeah, of course.
It's Thompson. Come on, he runs max accuracy on everything.
And all the time.
He
man.
needs to. It's smart. What if Joe Gunn gave one turn immunity on skill 3? Do you think that'd be enough?
I think Joe Gunn's second skill needs a shorter skill cooldown, or it needs to be like unresistible, kind of like Ganymede stuff.
That's S2
you know?
though, bro.
I
Yeah, I
personally
know.
don't like adding irresistible skills in the game because I think
Cool.
irresistible skills are something that have actually like made the game not so great.
Mm-hmm.
Like Ganymede skill and also not being able to reset cooldown skills. Like Ventilate, I think is the worst is the worst culprit for skills in the game. I think it's the most OP.
Ventilate is OP.
It's a super low cooldown. It has no counterplay.
So these art masters just don't do enough. Then they're not even viable to be used. Then they're kind of
Yeah,
like
Chung Pong, Hey Gang. I think other people tested Hey Gang. I tried Hey Gang like once or twice, and
Mhm.
Hey Gang, man, not so good either.
I will
Has
tell
anyone
you.
tested the water one? I'm not sure what the name of the water one is, but has anyone
Gang.
tested that
Hey
one?
gang, hey gang,
That is it.
hey
Okay.
gang. Yeah.
I mean, Hot
you're
Wheel's
not a
pretty
fan?
good, right?
Because I feel like I like that passive, and for me, having an out of rag and getting more passive attack bar from that unit, is it not good? How does this
Repeat that?
passive work? Because so from what I understood
Mhm.
was Water Rat Master is when someone went to go strip one of your units, you gain
No, it's a
attack bar
cleanse.
due to
No,
its
it's a
cleanse.
cleanse. It's a cleanse.
It's when you cleanse yourself. So like if I use Fran's skill 2 and cleanse a debuff off, you get 25% attack bar.
Right. Anybody on the field that
Okay,
cleanses,
I think
right?
I understood the unit wrong then.
Yeah, a lot of people mix it up
never
whether
ran
it was
into it before.
stripping or cleansing.
Yeah.
It's stripping. It's cleansing, not stripping.
Oh, okay.
The
Never
thing
mind.
is though, the art masters just came out, so I don't know if it's. I mean, it looks like they're pretty bad, but they just
I'm
came
not
out, so I
saying-
know that testing needs to still be done, and you never know when things are found out. So I really don't think that it's gonna be in this balance patch. If it is, to be honest, they're gonna let it sit. To be honest,
I'm not
Yeah.
saying that
Yeah.
Joe Gunn's skill 2 is really bad or it gets resisted a lot. I'm saying that the skill 2 cooldown, it's 4 turn, man. If you miss the skill 2 cooldown once, you gotta wait 4 turns.
right. You're kind of useless, right? Sitting
And
down.
that's saying like, okay, it's on Swift then, but if it's on Violent, I guess like, if Violent procs once or twice, you get it back, but still, it's like, whoa.
I mean, pair it up with some
Or
ventilating,
turn.
man.
Okay, I guess you gotta ventilate it, man.
Technically, I mean, yeah, it's one of the strongest skills in the game, technically, right? Being able to do that is
Yeah.
pretty insane. To seal something is insane. Sealing is very strong, very very strong. I think it's.
I
busted.
agree.
Yeah.
I agree because they can't buff through steel, they can't cleanse it, Yeah, it's pretty OP. But 4 turn cooldown, and it can be resisted,
Well, hard to say, right? Obviously, I'm just gonna be the person that says we don't fully know yet. Even though they look really bad, we don't fully know yet. Not everybody has a max skill, and not everybody has them yet. So it's gonna take a little time for them to get these nat 5s, right? Same like druids, I know Druids kind of sucked, and then they got a balance patch like later on, right? And still they were like meh, but they did get better, and it just takes
Boy,
time
they
for people to
get
get
better.
them.
Okay, Brian, they
What?
got better. They became insane. They went from bad to top tier triple S, like almost triple S units.
I mean, Tyrannies is, but not the Belinus and the Albert. I mean, they're good.
Belinus outside of Asima is literally the best turn 2 unit because he AoE defense breaks, attack breaks, glances, dots, and fucking provokes.
Yeah,
and he has revenge.
Yeah.
He has a fucking revenge that can stun you, dude. He's literally like a Helena, and like all the other shades, like a Helena with Alexander all built in together.
Let's just say this.
And he steals your attack bar.
They went from garbage to now can be considered underrated. They hit that level of, oh, they're underrated. You know what I mean?
Nobody
Only
underrates the Gerard. Nobody underrates.
Everybody
Brian.
Everybody underrates Albert and Belinus. I'll tell you right now. Majority of the population.
Nobody underrates Belinus. Everybody knows Belinus is insane.
I think Belinus is solid. I don't think Belinus is insane. So I underrated it. Because you just explained everything to me. Now I think, okay, maybe he's a little bit stronger. But I actually considered him solid. Not OP like
I think what happened with Belinus is people always profiled him as like a slow turn 2 type of monster. And as people's rune qualities got better over the last few seasons, they started making him more like a turn 1 and faster, you know? So into like the 5 speed tick range. So I think that's what happened with Belinus.
Belinus is just like fucking nuts. There's too many things in like the passives. The Druid's passives are just too strong.
So how long has Belinus been considered OP like you're praising right now? Because I honestly can say right now, I'm being truthful. I have not been hearing people go, "Oh my God, Belinus! Oh my God, Belinus nerf! Oh my God, Belinus nerf!" So for everybody in chat, for everybody to tell you this,
it's the same
kind of
reason
news
as
to me.
Nobody says like nerf Rika, right? Like everyone knows Rika's fucking crazy.
Rika's solid.
But no one says.
Wait, are you
nerf
considering Rika OP now? Because I think we have different definitions, right? So Belinus is OP, triple S tier, or like really, really high tier. Because I'm getting that impression, right? Everybody in chat.
If you really want to like tier list units by argument,
Right,
like if we're putting units at like
this is
the
news
100
to me,
to like whatever, let's argue that like anything at 50 range is just like very average. Everything at like 70 range is like good, and your 80 range is like your regular picks. Belinus is like in a 70.
Because I often watch, like, I guess maybe I'm watching too many top players like do drafts. I'm not seeing the Belinus, dude. Yeah, I guess maybe. I mean, I've always considered him a good unit. In that slot, he's very good, like you said, right? That slot that Rika, maybe Helena, old school Helena was in. He's very good.
I guess my point is, and it was definitely like an exaggeration when I said like he's really
No, but like chat is making me feel like your exaggeration
Belinus
is like real.
is the best unit for that slot.
Like chat's actually making me feel like I'm stupid because I never knew Belinus was like the most broken unit of all times. Now I want a Belinus or some shit, man.
So like the argument I'm trying to make is that in that slot, outside of Asima, he is literally the strongest, has the highest potential, can be run on Violent or Despair very effectively. Like both of them work really well. Like if you put a Rika on Violent, it doesn't have nearly as much pressure, but it's got the same consistency, right? Rika has dots and the slow debuff and then the stun. But Belinus can literally kill you in one turn. Which is why it's so crazy. And he has like he's just very, very easy to protect.
But that's what I'm saying. Like that, my whole argument stemmed from the beginning. Wasn't he slept on before? Right?
He was just bad before. He wasn't good before.
Right, but even after the buff, he didn't instantly become OP. Only more recently, I would say that people were kind of like talking about him and using him, right? Like, or what?
Like I said earlier,
right?
Belinus has always been good, but it's predicated on the person's rune quality. That's it. Yeah.
If somebody picks a Belinus against you in RTA and it gets a turn, you probably lose.
Assuming you don't have immunity, yes.
Yes.
Well, no one's picking a Belinus if you have double immunity.
No, exactly.
But the point is like,
there's also a lot of units that do that in fire category as well, right?
Yeah,
right.
And he's literally the amalgamation of all of them, which is why I think it's so dumb.
But I have to agree, he's pretty strong now that I think about what he does. Yeah. Huh.
He does
Helena,
but then he got
kind of like that, but not really. If their whole team don't have the immunity, and you have that option, you might just run with Masha.
Masha,
right?
Yeah, Masha's pretty good. Masha does give you the single target kill, but she's like kind of a different team style. She gives you the speed pressure for sure. She definitely gives you the speed pressure. But I guess the reason why I find Belinus to be so strong is Belinus is literally like take 3 units and just mash them together, right? Like take a Abellio. Abellio does the same thing. He takes a couple kits and mashes it together. right? Like he takes the cut mechanic of a Triana almost, but it's a different HP threshold, and then he has the AoE healing plus recovery buff of an aerial, which pushes attack bar, and then he nukes with defense, like a defense scaling attack.
I think
Right.
he's good, but to get the runes you want on him, it's kind of hard, right? The crit damage, the speed, right?
Mm.
The accuracy, the attack. You know,
Yeah, the thing that holds
Hylian
Abelio back is
Despair.
the accuracy for sure.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Oh, crit damage.
Well,
Crit
then it's
damage,
his OP then. Okay. I mean, I got that in my mind now. I got it on my radar. I've always just put him as the same level as like a Rika, you know? It's like,
Oh,
good.
bro, you're all right, man. You're all right. There's
No,
not
you're
I'm,
fine.
I'm,
You're
I'm like
fine on that.
freaking out.
You're
Like,
fine on
goddamn,
that.
dude.
No,
You're fine.
I
You're
gotta
fine.
keep up with the
You're fine.
meta, dude.
You're fine. You're fine. It's just like when he does get picked, he's like, I either have to ban this or I have to kill it in one turn, or we're fucked. And
No,
that's,
now I
that's
want
like
now I
a
want
scary
one,
thought.
man. You're selling me
ban
on a
or
Belladus,
kill it one
man.
turn. No, man. Like, what kind of comp they're bringing?
I'm playing Belladus, dude. I
ban
want a
is Belladus.
Belladus. Maybe I don't want Terradis
Right
I want a
now.
Belladus though. Sounds pretty OP, man.
I don't know. I fight a lot of Gani Okeanos.
Hey, you know what?
yeah,
maybe that's why Ken has such an awesome time playing RTS. He's got all the druids. All the druids are kind
He
of
just
nuts.
picks Pater first. He doesn't give a shit. He picks Pater and then Rag. Well, he doesn't even have to pick Pater first. He can honestly just pick Ragdoll first.
Actually, if you think about it, yeah, the druid family is
then,
actually kind of
like,
nuts. Druid family
The
is
weird
kind
thing
of
about
nuts.
playing against Ken is like, you know, he has a Pater. So it's like, do I pick Hathor or no? You know, because like people
'Cause, like,
know playing
yeah.
against him, he has a Pater, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thought. If you first pick Ragdoll, they're like, okay, Hathor's really good against Ragdoll, and then they're like, fuck, he's got a Pater.
Yeah.
And then it's like, if I don't pick Hathor, he's gonna pick Hathor, and then I'm even more fucked. He's got like the holy trinity of easy first picks.
Yeah.
There's a YouTube video on Ken I just saw earlier. It's like how Ken beat me 5-0. On,
Oh, yeah?
It's on like some it's on a YouTube video.
That's crazy.
I'll put it on chat.
That's
I love
crazy.
this talk.
just saw
Like
it today.
Ragdoll's still a solid, super great unit. He's not that.
Ragdoll's an insanely good unit if you
Still
have the
good.
right things to support him.
Mm.
Because Ragdoll is still probably one of the highest win rates out there.
Yeah, it's still good.
It is. I think
consistent.
it still is because of how many people.
I
have
would
played
rather
Ragdoll.
fight an Artemil than fight a Ragdoll almost every game, just because of the way I play. I find that Artemil's a lot easier for me to deal with.
If you think that, I'm telling you, if people know how to draft Artemil, you're gonna have a really hard time.
The reason I prefer to fight the Artemil than the Ragdoll is
I
because
sent
of the
it.
damage
I
reflection.
sent it in
actually.
chat. I don't know if you want to put it in your Twitch. I'm
Oh,
not
yeah,
on Twitch right now. That's
Oh, okay. I'll grab it a little bit.
Oh, it's Thompson versus Canada.
Yeah, someone actually recorded me screaming against Ken, losing like 5 games in a row.
You picked Frigate in that game.
No, I was testing Frigate though.
That's sick.
He was trying to help me test Frigate, but it was a failure. I'm like, abort plan. We're not using Frigate anymore.
All right, so going back to the topic here, what other things do we want buffed and nerfed? Anything else that we can?
I want Ileana nerfed.
Oh yeah,
I hate
Ileana,
Ileana
No,
so
do not-
much.
Dude, you can't do that to Ileana. They just buffed her. I
Yeah.
have so
She was
much
too
fun.
bad
with
for
Ileana.
too
Keep her
long.
skill
I
tree the
can't figure
same.
out how to ruin her.
Just
Please.
change briefing so you can't use it on yourself.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing a lot. Just can't brief yourself. Just like ventilate. It would probably
I'm so
solve it.
tired of seeing a violent
Yeah.
proc briefing into herself. She gets the turn. She skill ones, violent procs, and skill threes. And I'm like, this game sucks.
Yeah, that does happen.
It happens so much because briefing is so good.
Yeah, I don't know. I like Ileana the way she is. I think she's like
Are
Up
you
there with
using
Fran.
her? Are you using her, or are you playing against her more often, Thompson?
both.
Oh, so you are
Both.
using her. All right, he's abusing her.
I'm
Confirm.
using her.
It's
I'm using
busted.
her a lot.
It's busted. Confirm it's busted. Confirm it's
Whoa,
busted.
just like that, man. Okay, but there is a. You guys will hate me for saying this. Fuck. Never mind. All right. Well, Narsha needs a buff, but all right. Let's just move on to the next monster.
Narsha. Which
Okay, if
one
they
is that
buff
one?
Narsha and nerfed the Barbara, would you be okay with that?
No, Narsha is the worst beast rider out of all 5 beast riders. All right, but it's like. All right, never mind. Let's just forget it.
Explain.
Forget about the subject.
Well,
Fine.
if you're gonna say a statement like that, explain why, and then we can understand, and it's a valid statement then, right? Nothing wrong with that.
Do you
why
know
is
her
that?
skills? Do you know what it does?
Explain. I don't exactly. I think she gains speed.
So she's pretty
whatnot?
much kind of like a Lauren, but doesn't armor break.
But that sounds pretty shitty. Okay, continue.
Yeah, that's it.
But doesn't she gain speed like every time somebody moves?
Yeah, but it doesn't
Yeah,
do
but-
that much.
And it doesn't do that much. And you know what's fucked up about that? I don't want to say it on podcast, man. God,
Say it.
all right.
What?
What's fucked up about that is I can't speed tune her. So like no matter what tick I put her in, she falls out of her tick category and she outspeeds my stripper or it's a lot of stuff is wrong with that unit, but anyway, yeah.
I mean, like, with a passive like that, it's hard to speed tune, isn't it? It's just always gonna be like that because you're gaining speed. There's no way you're gonna be able to tune it. It's always gonna be.
She has a
messed up.
mind of her own. She just goes out there and do stuff.
Yeah. What does her S1? I mean, IS1, S2 do?
Strip. Critical Link.
Oh, okay. And then S3
I think she has
is
the
just
not.
passive,
I think
right?
she has the not as good skill 2, to be honest. I think
Wait,
she'd be
but
better
in
with the other one.
her skill 3 is just a passive,
Don't
right?
talk, Tyler. Don't talk.
Wait, do you think Critical Link is better or Fast Link?
No, I don't know, man. I really like I value the strip more than the armor break, but man, she does need an armor break, dude. Really badly.
I feel like with her, the speed on the passive makes the armor break so much better because you're doing insane damage and you're also stealing attack bar based on the debuffs you apply.
Yeah. Oh, I agree now. But I like stripping, so.
I mean, how much damage does she do though? Because the skill's on speed, right? She gets nut speed, doesn't she? She hit pretty hard.
She would get nut speed if she had defense break.
True.
Yeah.
Or ignore defense like Barbara.
Okay damage. Yeah. You need an armor break on the units, though. It's true.
Interesting. But she does become like 5 billion speed, doesn't she? She laps like people like crazy, no?
She don't really lap because she doesn't gain attack bar. She just increase attack speed. And when you get that turn, it resets back to 0.
Yeah, but then now you're gaining attack bar way faster than them, right? If you're 400, 500 speed and they're only 200
you gain
speed.
attack bar after they get a turn. That's how the passive works.
Yeah. So you have to let them move as well, so it's not like
right. So it takes
you
a while
end
to
up
ramp up.
getting one extra turn every 2 turns, basically. So like it can be helpful, but you have to time it.
It takes a while to.
Let's say like Hathor sleeps you, and you kind of expect her to be like an anti CC unit, but it doesn't because Hathor sleeps you. You wait for a turn, you lose it, and they get 5 more turns, and you gain it back. Yeah, I don't know, man.
I think Shiana's actually better. Shiana's pretty cool.
Your opponent just goes
better. Huh?
Your opponent just goes, "Hey, I'm just pick Leo," and then you just like do nothing.
I have no problems with Leo. It's
Really?
just like her kit in general isn't that robust, but it's okay. You know, a monster is a monster. Yeah.
Right.
There's more LD Nat 5s that need the buff, so we could go on with that. I shouldn't complain.
Well, so I know Beast Riders is still new right now, and I know a lot of people are using them. It's a very, very strong unit. Now, I know we're talking about buffing Narsha, but what happens now? Just curious, if you removed speed scaling damage away from, does it kill a unit?
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
They don't. They hit like a wet, like half a wet noodle, bro.
You'd have to rework all of the multipliers, and at that point, instead of just removing speed scaling, you might as well just tune down the multipliers because that's basically
you would drop Narsha from a C class unit to a F class unit, just like that. Yeah, it's already a C. You know, it's just gonna get an F.
So I mean, that's basically the thing with like, do we want to remove speed scaling from a unit? All like if the speed scaling is the issue, it's that the actual issue is the unit does too much damage, right? So in that case, if you just tune down the multipliers, then that solves the problem, right? This is the same thing. Like maybe like 8 months ago, we kept talking about Diana. Diana was an issue. Diana violent procs. Diana would do too much damage, and I always asked, what is the issue? Is it that Diana does too much damage, or is it that she violent procs too much? Everyone always came to the consensus. It's that she does too much on a turn, right? Which means if we nerf the damage, she would be more manageable. But everyone just wanted to say she should never be able to take 1,000,000 turns. It's like the chance of it happening is so low that it's not the relevant thing in the discussion.
Please do not nerf the javelin from the Beast Rider. Oh my god. Because like the Beast Rider really depends on the javelin a lot. Because their skill cooldown time is a long time, right? So they're kind of like doing skill 2 or skill 3. And then they're doing skill 1 twice, and then they could get to use their skill again, unless you have a Ganymede, or a violent proc. But yeah, especially most Barbaras are built on Swift right now.
Why don't they just buff for their units?
Do you feel like most are built on Swift?
I like that. Huh? What's up?
Like I run mine on Swift, but I feel like almost everyone. Well, I guess I also don't play G3, but everyone I fight in like G1 to G2 almost always has a violent barb.
It just depends on your comp, but I think most of it is still kind of on Swift. Man.
Yeah, I mean, I run Swift because I think Swift is I honestly think Swift is a better build.
If you have the set. So I think they're running it because maybe they don't have as good of a set to, you know, to compete in that same level. So they run it on Vile instead.
That's also true because I run my Daphnis on Violent now for that reason. I put Barbara on Swift, Daphnis Violent.
I do like the idea of Comtuous trying to make Masha kind of like an anti-CC unit, you know, kind of cool. And I do like the idea how they try to make Narsha anti-CC unit, but it's not. But both of them aren't really an anti-CC unit, unfortunately. Right.
So instead of trying to nerf the Beast Riders, can they maybe buff units like maybe like Rocky or things that stop the revive and actually add into that stop the dismount too? Or would that be too much? Like if I think if Rocky might be used a little bit more if that would be the case, right? Because then now when you have Rocky with attack buff, probably without even defense break, probably gonna nuke most of those Beast Riders, right? To a certain extent or set up.
Yeah, but
no,
that's kind of like discrimination, man. Like imagine Rocky's skill just say like imagine Rocky's skill in the description it just says and when it kills a Beast Rider it just kills them. No, right? Like how are you supposed to word it? How are you supposed to word it, right?
Yeah. Because right now it's death prevention, right?
I'm gonna go death. And there's only that one specific class. You know?
True.
I think a reasonable nerf to the Beast Riders, and I know a lot of people will disagree with this because a lot of people are like, oh, they're so OP when they're on the mount. I think if you reduce their damage off the mount by a little bit, it might actually be okay. Because, you know, all of us agree that like when you fight a Beast Rider, it's generally best to dismount them and then kind of like CC them or like leave them there for a little bit and then like deal with the other shit and then come back to it.
Yeah, that's
right?
a main
like
strategy.
if you see like a Vanessa Barb comp or something, you dismount the Barb and then you like try to CC her.
That's the two strategies right now.
I used to be on the nerf Savannah nerf Barbara wagon. I'm like, yeah, you know, it's a good idea to nerf those monsters. They're really strong. Even Masha is really strong, you know.
But then you summon them, right?
Until I summon Narsha, I'm like, whoa, Narsha cannot afford a nerf, man. She's at her bare bones already, please.
So
she looks cool though. She looks cool. The aesthetics are awesome.
The thing that I want to suggest is in the passive for human form, it says the inflicted damage on the enemy will be increased by 100%. I think it should be 75. I think a 25% damage reduction in human form is enough balance to make them still good, but not make them necessarily insanely strong. Because I think their cooldowns also are a big factor. For
I don't think that does a whole lot, but sure, we'll take it because it's minuscule. I don't think it does a big change, to be honest. Because most of the times the power of them comes when they're on the mount. So to say that you're going to be dismounted is not really feasible because oftentimes when you're drafting, nobody drafts and goes, oh well, you know, my Beast Rider is probably going to be dismounted here, and it's definitely going to be a nerf, right? They're drafting to play with that Beast Rider, protect it, or put something there that they're going to be able to do something right on the mount. Is what I'm trying to say. I don't know.
For the most part, my biggest losses to Beast Riders are when you dismount them and then they violent proc because they do insane damage. Skill 1 into skill 2 is going to be
they do
20 plus K. Right? If that 20 plus K becomes 15K, suddenly I'm alive.
Okay, that's fair. So that takes off one of the avenues of them being really strong, right? By reducing it in human form. That's fair enough. I agree with that. When they're in human forms, they hit really hard. Yep.
I'll tell you what. When they're off mount, their attack bar stays the same when you dismount them. If their attack bar goes back to 0 when you dismount them, it'll be a huge nerf.
Yeah, I like that as well.
Huge.
Yes.
That would be.
But Narsha cannot afford that. Come to us. Narsha cannot afford that. Right?
Well, just do what Sayanwin says. Sayanwin says buff Narsha, so instead of increased speed, it's just increased attack bar.
No, the thing is that Thompson...
basically Narsha is now Amduat.
No, I'll take anything. Just like
you want any nerf.
I just have a feeling they're gonna nerf Masha. They're gonna nerf the strong ones like the Masha. By the way, I think Masha's really strong. Masha's really good unit.
Yeah, people are building it tankier now, and it's so much harder to deal with. And now it's on the field, and it's like it's being so annoying. It hits so hard.
At first, when he first came out, you know, we all summoned it, and we're in Orlando. We thought like she needs to be at like a 300 speed unit.
No, don't need to. Just need to be tanky. Just need to be on the field.
Yes, she just needs to be slow. How crazy is that?
Yeah. When Thompson says slow, it's still faster than majority of here.
No, I'll tell you the exact speed she should be tuned at. It should be plus 135. I think to hit
the 244 tick.
I think to hit the 5 speed tick is the plus. She just needs like plus 134, plus 135. Yeah, that's it. So is that the 244 plus speed lead tick?
Yeah, that's the
Plus
one.
speed lead, yeah, plus speed
That's
lead.
the one he's
Plus
picking.
24% speed lead, I believe, because that's the Sierra tick with. Well, actually, no, it's a little bit different because Sierra gets attack.
No,
bonus.
she has 123 base
Yeah.
speed, bro.
I mean,
Yeah,
that
123 base speed, so she
Anyway,
ends up being
I have a
280
feeling.
something. That's
I have a
crazy.
feeling they're gonna nerf the Beast Riders, but Menasha's gonna take the biggest hit.
Yeah, I forgot she had the base speed. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm telling you, man, they're gonna get a nerf. They're so strong.
You know what's funny is that I'm just gonna let chat know they're gonna get the wrong like perception. They're like, what plus 135? Tops I said plus 135. They're gonna ruin their Masha plus 135. They're gonna be like,
No,
how come it's not working? But the thing is, you'll realize he's 135 with like 7,000% efficiency in HP and defense and attack, my friend. So yeah, that's
So
where
if
you're
going-
lacking,
if
my
you're going
friend.
plus
That's where
135,
you're
is that
lacking.
attack or damage attack, or is that attack or damage HP?
No, he's HP in there, right? You're tanky, right?
Or actually, I guess you can use slower runes and go speaker damage HP, right?
Man, I haven't streamed for a long time. I do miss streaming. Just to.
He's not gonna give us stats.
Oh, funny. Yo, but SWC season's coming out, man.
I know you excited.
Yeah, it's just how it is. You stop streaming around SWC season, like we get it, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of excited for SWC. They usually announce during this time, right? Like the things that are gonna happen. How are they gonna do it this year? I'm curious. Right?
It's coming.
Oh,
'Cause they're-
man,
they were
I don't
like-
know.
they're like-
Actually,
Stop
actually
teasing
been a
us.
lot of people-
I hear you over there. Stop teasing us.
Yeah, there's like
You
there's
sick
like
fuck.
there's like speculations on what they were gonna do, but that was before the whole COVID-19. So now things have changed, you know. So obviously, I'm sure they probably changed whatever plans and whatnot that they're doing, because I don't know if you can do an event. You can have people come to an event with everything going on, and if you know let's just say this whole COVID-19 lifts, you still have to have X amount of time to plan it out, right? If you don't get that time, then so I'm really curious, really curious. Yeah. All right. Any other buff nerfs?
Oh my god, those are some fucking runes.
I did hear
Holy.
that.
What the?
I did hear that a lot of people that are participating in SWC might not want to participate this year. I don't know.
Plus 18k. Plus, I'm gonna give you guys a bonus here. Plus 18k HP. Plus 1100 attack. Plus 600 defense. Plus 135 speed. 62 crit. 140 crit damage.
Right.
Huh?
Damn.
What?
Nice. Yeah. Anyway, no, Marsha's really good, and she's gonna get a. She's gonna
I
get.
mean,
a nerf,
you're
man.
showing it, right? So you okay with people knowing the Masha stats, right? You're showing
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
That's why I read it.
Those won't be the same for SWC. He'll change them.
Nope. They'll be different. Oh, I mean, he might not even be using it, to be honest. He has a lot of units to choose from.
That's Violent Will, right?
It's on.
It's got to be Violent Will. Can't be not
It's
Violent Will.
not skilled, Monka.
No skill. No skill. Yeah.
Feels bad. Feels bad. No skill ups.
But,
Just leftover runes, you know. No, I'm just kidding.
Leftover runes, by the way.
Wicked Thompson. All right. So, any other units, Stoic? Any other buffs, nerfs, units that you like to see? Yeah, change, increase.
I mean, we're all sitting
destroy.
there waiting for Miho to get the knife. So, I mean, I guess that's the boat that I'm in right now.
They have to,
Miho,
right?
Danny Hathor.
They have to do Miho,
I'm
right?
telling you, I do not want to see someone 1v4 in SWC and then the whole esport just goes to hell. Like, Comtwist is sitting there trying to say, hey, we're an esport, and then everyone's sitting in the back like, good, it's funny, go try to be an esport. And then in SWC, someone drafts a Mio 1v4s. Like, yes, please take us serious. You know
Although
what I
to
mean?
be honest, if you draft a Miho in SWC and someone lets it through, they know well what risk they're taking. If they lose to that is
problem
100%
is
their
it was
fault.
introduced into this game. The unit was introduced into this game, and it has the ability to 1v4, even when you're trying to draft accordingly, but your units are still critting. It
There are,
happens all the
even
time.
without the crit mechanics, there are a lot of good counterplays against it, right? Like
There
bombs does good counterplay. Shields are good counterplay. Defense buff is a good counterplay, right? Like Veligul does really well against her. Defense buff Veligul, crit skill 2, 3-turn dot. She revenges. She doesn't heal enough. She dies.
HP Disturb is a big thing that
right.
people don't use.
What about
soon.
Leona? Leona did that last year.
Brian, you know how you
There's a lot of
I'm on
ways
the
to
same
play
page
them.
as you.
It's the same boat. There's a lot of ways to play them, but you also got to remember, Leona's an LD Nat 5. Miho's a unit that the majority of the community has.
Hey, Mio's a 4.5 star unit.
Look, whenever we talk about buffs and nerfs, and we talk about this, and I'm on podcasts, me and Brian always say we'd rather prefer buffs or a monster that's good over nerfs. And I still feel like that. I mean, I'm a Marvel versus Capcom 2 player. I'm not a Street Fighter 5 player. So then I love I love it when it gets crazy and you can do endless combos. But like when they make a monster that counters like Ragdoll, Jaeger, and Artemil that strong, do you want to see Comtos continue on this tradition and make monsters like that are this strong, or should they start nerfing?
I think
I've,
they
always,
need to.
I've never thought that they should have units this strong in the game.
Really? Well, but then that's
No,
the only way to counter like Jaeger is Ragdoll and Artemill.
I think they should make new units and buff units so that they're strong and have kits that are great. But when they find out that the kit is overtuned, they need to address it, right? So I know that they don't like to nerf things, but when things are a little bit too much, then they gotta come in and maybe give a nerf. And I think Miho has kind of almost like hit that line, you know what I mean? Definitely has hit that line of being maybe a little bit too much. So tuning it down, but still somehow tuning it down some way that can leave the mechanic and the integrity of the unit there would be nice, because I still would like to see it drafted against Verds, right? Punish the Diana people that, you know, draft those in, right? A unit that can be drafted into those slots for it, I think is great. But as a first pick, because it's just that crazy, is, you know, a little bit much, right? A little bit much.
So this is where it really shines, or it really starts to come out. You have 3 units on that field ready to counter Miho. This is the issue with the unit. You have 3 units that totally body Miho. Miho is dead, but guess what? They haven't left yet. Why? Tell me, why haven't they left that match yet? Why haven't they quit out?
I mean, why don't you quit out matches when you're Afghani Hathor versus 4 damage dealers? Because you can still win.
Exactly.
Like, it's the same thing. It doesn't matter if it's Miho, if it's Diana,
I
if it's
have a better one, Tyler. I have a better one, Tyler. Stoic, why don't you quit the game when it's 1v4 and you have Ragdoll?
Wait, and I have Ragdoll? Oh, that's an instant loss.
Oh, because you have Torrent!
What about
Yeah,
Arda?
so
What about when you're 1v2 with an Arda?
Solo with just
Yeah,
Torrent.
if it's a violent Ragdoll, yeah, you quit out of that 1v4, dude. You don't
Yeah,
stay.
Hey, you have damage mitigation now.
That far,
It
dude.
really depends on what they're
Miho needs a nerf. You're right. I absolutely agree. Miho needs a nerf. You're right.
But I would like to see
I
them
think-
make more units like Miho. I mean, it might be controversial, but I want to see them make more units that counter things that are going on, right? Verd was predominant, Diana's predominant. They went ahead and planned a unit and made a unit. Now, whether unit was maybe too OP or not, but they decided to make something like that. I like that.
I think
You
the
know,
idea was
I need that.
there.
Yeah.
The execution was a little off.
Yeah.
So I actually don't think the issue with I think that since they added Miho, I no longer believe the issue is that she can't die from crits. And I know that sounds a little crazy, because theoretically no unit should ever be able to hard counter a base mechanic in the game like that. But the more I play against Miho and the more that I pick Miho, the real strength for Miho are 2 things. 1, guaranteed crit on revenge is pretty strong, which isn't super common because most people build high crit anyways, right? But I think the strongest aspect of Miho is that she gets 30% attack bar when you crit her.
Oh, absolutely.
And that is
Attack
just
bar.
insane.
It's
Because
so
if you
much-
crit her and then you proc Nemesis, that's like an instant turn.
Right.
It's
And then
literally
she-
just an instant turn.
She's gonna revenge and heal, and then her turn, she gonna hit you and heal, and she almost always gonna get that turn. So how you gonna kill it? The HP is always so high.
So-
you know what I mean? That's the problem.
And then
what we're talking
that's why shields are so good against her, right? Shields and dots and stuff. But I think by removing the amount of turns that she gets naturally, she
Yes.
no longer becomes as much of a threat, right? Because she still has
Yes.
attack bar on skill 2. She
Yes.
stuns
I
on
want to
skill
see the
1.
crit gone on the revenge.
I think the attack
I
bar
don't
she
think
gains.
it should be auto
If
crit on
you
revenge.
remove the auto crit on revenge, it would make literally no difference to me, for example, because I run like
Well, for
89
you,
crit.
like
Like, most players
issue with
are
these
good.
low ranks. These low ranks, anybody in these fighter ranks, it's the race to pick Miho. I've already seen fighter ranks, conquer ranks. If
I
you
love
pick
this
Miho
Miho
first,
talk.
your
Yeah, I
idea
know.
is to
It's always
sit
great.
in there,
It's been a while.
and
It's
you
been a
don't
while.
ruin any crit rate whatsoever.
Alright,
You
Stoic.
pump up all the crit damage and attack power, and you let it fly.
I'm an
Another
advocate of
factor-
big players.
Another factor is not just the attack bar gain, but if she revenges and stun you on skill 1, it hurts a lot. It's like taking out so much tempo out of your team.
They just need to.
It's like a turn and a half swing against you.
Yeah, they need to
Yeah,
reduce
so
the
it's
attack
not
gauge.
just attack bar. Huh?
Like how much attack gauge it gains, if they can reduce that, and like Tyler said, doesn't get a lot of turn rotation. The revenge and doing damage and stunning and healing is
The
it's still
stunning is a big
managed.
problem. The
What's that?
stunning's a big problem.
It's a problem as well, I think, but I mean, it's not 100%, right?
Like
Yeah,
attack bar
it-
gain is number 1, stunning is
Yeah.
number 2.
But it's not 100%, so it's not that high.
Mm.
Yeah, so
But when it's 100% is when it starts tilting people. That's what I'm saying, right?
yeah, if it's landing, yeah, true.
Yeah.
No, but
I
I will
just
say
don't
though,
see
89 crit rate is what you run on your Miho.
86 to 89, yes.
I'm just gonna go and say you're rooting your Miho wrong, man. I think you can get so much more stats of value that
My Miho 1v4 yesterday.
How much crit damage? do you have on
Everybody's
it?
one Miho
200.
1v4.
I think 89 is way too
Tyler?
much,
How's
dude.
attack power?
1.5.
You could get more. You could get more reds. That
Why,
one
why would I?
up to
Why would I
res.
need more?
What?
Because you can solo everyone. That's why.
Yeah, I think
With what,
the crit rate is
resistance?
Tyler, my Miho has 59% and it's pretty decent.
Yeah, I think if you were to reduce that, but the thing is that because Tyler has all the stats, that's why he has it there as well, right? I don't know if you did you actively try to get 80
my
something.
Miho has plus 7.5k HP, plus 1.6k attack, plus 300 defense, plus 72 speed,
That's where
86
you're
crit, and 200 crit damage on Vampire Nemesis.
I think
That's
your
where you're
Miho
lacking.
has like 500 more attack than mine.
You have a crazy
my
amount of crit
Miho has
damage.
400 more attack than yours. Yes.
No, you
And I
have a
50.
400. Yeah.
You have a lot of crit
yeah.
damage, but your
I
defense
also
is
have
complete
40
garbage.
more crit damage than you.
Yeah. See how crazy yours is?
The thing is, defense. I don't think defense matters that much. If I anything, I'm just gonna stack HP.
No, you stack defense and you low HP so that you can always heal a crazy amount, dude. Yeah.
I'd
I'd
tried
rather
that
stack
type
HP
of,
for the bombs. Is what you said.
I tried that type of Miho.
Mm-hmm.
I tried that type of Miho, but that type of Miho, I don't feel like gets people. You know, like people when you draft that type of Miho,
That is.
people expect it and they could counterpick it, and you could still lose sometimes.
What's
Have you
your
tried a?
So
Match-
Miho is only a last pick for me. I don't.
what's
pick
your
Miho as a
res?
regular
What's your
pick.
res, Tyler? What's your res?
I don't run resistance on units.
Oh, okay, yeah. If I had to choose crit or res, I would choose the high res. It just wins more
Oh.
matches.
I don't run resist because
Brian, you're my
I run
man.
86 accuracy on all my units, so I don't run resist. There's no point.
I think res is a big thing for Miho at least. Because the type of units that you're gonna end up fighting, you know, they're like Trianas and like stuff like that.
Try it.
Like you just try the res. It's nuts.
Yeah.
It's tilting.
The only units that I lose to are people who bomb and Bastet. And at that point, it's like I should just not have picked a Miho into a Bastet.
If you're worried about bomb, oh my god, you have this 100 resist Riho, you're Gucci, man. And it still does
evolved
damage,
too.
you know.
It also depends on your playstyle. You have to agree with that. Playstyle, what you're drafting, and the units you're using to really synergize with it. But I prefer. I'm just saying I prefer the res. But I see how yours is working. That's some nuts stats. 200 crit damage. What the fuck?
I think
nuts.
the damage is really significant because I almost always draft Fran. So like I run a lot of damage. My comps are damage. I pick like Fran, Daphnis, Barb, and then occasionally I'll pick a Miho last or something, right? Or
But
Mina. I run a violent Mina as well.
You know you want to nerf Miho when being a Miho user, I don't feel good when I win with Miho.
I feel great.
You know what I mean? Like I draft Miho, I win with Miho, and I feel dirty. Like I need to take a shower.
I
I
was losing games yesterday. I lost like 5 games in a row, and then I picked Miho against someone, and I was tilting because I was gonna lose that match. And then Miho won before the guy, and by the end of the match, I was like, I just don't want to play the game anymore.
Yep, and the person you beat don't feel good. So
nobody feels good using Miho, but like
there's a unit in the game. You win, you don't feel good. The person losing against it don't feel good. So
well, I
I feel good.
picked Miho thinking like, okay, he has to ban the Miho because he's got Bird Diana and a Vanessa, and he just didn't ban the Miho, and I'm like, this is gonna be so bad for this
I
guy.
feel good, man. That's free points, man.
I feel good.
I feel good, bro. That's free points. Imagine that, dude.
There is just
Imagine
no
that.
feeling good about picking Miho.
Well, Brian is a dirty Molong user, so he has no
Don't
problem.
use
with
Malone.
Miho.
I used it that one time during those Archies that we did, but that's it.
Yeah.
But dude, I mean, it just feels great. You know why it still feels good to be Hope? Because I know inside I have a certain tranquility that I know that they can pick it. So you know.
Yeah, I think
it's a good
it's
feeling.
pretty established top 2 on the chopping block. This
I'm just
podcast is the top 2 on the chopping block. This podcast is like Miho and Beast Riders, right? They should get a change.
But Beast
Pretty
Riders,
good
there might be
farm
other
right
ways
now.
to address the nerfing. There might be other ways, like with other units coming out.
Oh man,
right?
I'm gonna be crying real soon. I know. It's like universal nerf to all Beast Riders, and I'm just gonna unsummon Narsha. I just know it's gonna happen, man.
That's good though. The worse your unit gets, the higher the chance that your unit gets a chance to get buffed for LDs because they pick specific LDs and balance patches. You know that, right? I'm thinking Gilner's getting buffed.
They're gonna nerf Beast Riders, man.
Yeah, but then they're gonna buff your specific one, right?
Oh yeah, okay, right. That's not gonna happen. But Savannah's really strong now. What do you guys think? Like attack bar pushback, armor break?
I think Savannah should give speed buff after she uses her AoE. I think it's ridiculous that she speed buffs and then AoEs because even if she's on violent, she outspeeds everything. Like even if you have a turn 2 Savannah,
it still pushes attack bar back.
It still pushes because speed buff is OP.
Yeah.
And I know I see people with Savannah. It's like 30% accuracy, 40 at most.
People do Valley runs 7% accuracy on hers, and it's nuts.
It works. It just armor breaks and attack bar pushbacks everything. What the heck?
When you have
the thing is, you don't need to hit all of them. If you hit like 2 armor breaks, you won.
Oh.
Because you're gonna kill one of those units no matter what.
You know,
Oh, it hits all of them, Tyler. Don't worry about that. Like your fire units, you know, your Harmonias and Villages, you gotta be.
dude, you know why low
keep them
accuracy
forward.
is good for those players? Like even for like Thompson, because they go, oh shit, Savannah missed. Well, it's okay. I got follow up my Nefties now.
Oh no!
I'm just
not
gonna
even.
follow
I'm
up my
just saying,
Nefties now. It's
No.
okay that I missed. It's all good. It's all good. I can follow my
Intellectually wise, like,
Nefties.
To be honest, she doesn't need that much accuracy. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm
she
just
doesn't need
memeing. I'm
85
memeing.
accuracy. You know.
When things are guaranteed, they're nuts, dude. When things are guaranteed, they are nuts in this game. For sure. All right, I'm going to go on to the last topic here. Just open up discussion. Got about 5-10 minutes left here. Open discussion. So whatever you guys want to talk about.
I've
Feel
been
free to
sitting
bring it
on
up.
something for this.
Yeah, sure.
So
What you got?
I've recently just got into Diablo 3. Now,
Okay.
I just started playing this game. I know this game's really, really old, but I'm having an
Okay.
absolute blast in it. And I think it's really cool when you get a legendary. And because I'm still learning about the game, so a lot of you guys are gonna be like, duh, whatever. When you get like a cool legendary weapon or a piece of armor, and some of them legendaries are bad, some of the legendaries are good, and they're good where they can change the style of how you create a character. Where it would be like this sword ability now does a little bit of extra damage, reduce the cooldown, and it's kind of like this innate stat being added to a weapon or a piece of armor. Now, would it be neat to see legendary runes come out with a little section at the very bottom of it where it'll say 15% more damage on Dragonites or 10% more crit rate? And these are now sets. So let's say you have to like match them together to get it to work. So if it's a 4 set, you have to get all 4 of your runes to match and to get
That is
this one
basically
thing.
like adding a 7th rune to the game.
I like them adding a 7th rune in the
How
game.
much?
Okay.
How much? I just asking. How much?
What do you
How
mean?
much for the rune packs?
How
to
much
get
for the
them?
pack?
It's random. It's random. It's just like a
I'm fucking
rune
with you,
bar
dude.
right
I'm
now.
fucking with you.
So
Yeah,
what
no,
you're
I
telling
mean-
people is that their current runes are completely obsolete.
No, not at all.
Why wouldn't they be?
Because these new runes, you actually have to match them up with another. I'm just trying to add like another little
Yeah, but
aspect.
these
I
new
thought it was neat.
runes are literally just better than our
They're
current
not
runes.
new runes. They're the same runes, just with something added to the bottom of them.
Yeah, but the current old runes don't have that, so like they're worse.
I mean,
They don't.
they could always.
They're obsolete, right? Are they not?
I think there's a lot of
I don't
dungeons.
think so.
There's a lot of
If you're
dungeons in the
30
game, right?
But I don't think you have any. Do you have a quad speed? I don't know if you have a quad speed. But if I've got a
One
31
quad
speed
speed.
rune right now,
Mhm.
it is most definitely not obsolete.
But theoretically, that it pushes runes to a level of obsolete, right?
Is
5-star
that what
runes.
ancient runes did?
No, because they're so impossibly difficult to get.
Oh, really?
You're saying you're adding these to regular runes, though, right?
No,
Like,
we're not adding them to. Yes. So in your giants and giants, dragons, necro, you can get these runes.
And what is this rune again? This just adds another.
All it is, it's going to be like a.
So you can get this from
down
regular
below.
farming, right?
Yeah.
So then there's no limit on it, no limit on how to get them. So it is obsoleting old runes, just over a slower period, right? With
over a
with
slow
ancient
period.
runes, you're literally time gating that like mechanic, which
But
is
you
why
can't
it has
use
an
them until
obsolete,
you match
right?
it up, though. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
It's just an idea.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So
No, right.
let's say like you have like 4 of these runes, but you can't actually use them because they don't work together.
So traditionally, this is what kills games. This is the example of like when units get a 7-star. In King's Raid, this is the example of when gear went from tier 8 to tier 9,
Mm.
or tier 7 to tier 8, where all of the T7 gear was completely useless because it's like, why wouldn't we just use tier 8 gear, right? If you're saying
Yeah, that's
this,
true.
we're farming
Okay.
specific sets for specific units, and once you get those, like, what's the point of like all the other runes just become like filler trash for units that don't have these unique sets, or like what?
I get you.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, it is true. Games have traditionally died with that. That's why I'm glad Comtros was very smart with the ancient runes, because if ancient runes came in at all you can farm, it would literally kill older sets that were there before. You know what I mean? That's all people are gonna want to farm. So it has happened. It has happened. Sure. Maybe-
Like, who
maybe-
likes the idea? I thought playing Diablo, and I was like, that would be an interesting thought to have
I
legendary.
like that
runes come
though.
out.
That's what I like. That's what I like.
I
When
do
we play
like
different
everything-
games. Go ahead.
I do like everything about Diablo, but not Diablo 3, but Diablo 2.
I don't
Right.
know.
And then so
Yeah,
if
like-
Comtos could take anything from any Diablos, take it from Diablo 2. But one thing I really enjoy Comtos not taking is Magic Find from Diablo 2. Oh my
What is
god.
that?
Imagine
Explain
like you do a run. I like how it's just like 2% legendary drop rate, legendary rune drop rate all across. And it cannot be boosted. buy like items or runes or whatever. You know, that's good.
As
You
much as
play
I
Diablo
like the
2, right?
idea of like adding new things, I think that's a very delicate thing to add. Changing the base equipment that we have is very difficult, right? Like changes to runes are very difficult to the game, right? That's why like adding runes are very difficult to the game. Because if we add runes that are better than current runes, then it's like, okay, we've obsoleted old runes. If we add runes that are worse, it's like, what's the point, right? Which is
I
the whole
think
thing with
I
like
do
the
think it's
fight
about
runes and stuff.
time. I do think it's about time to add a few new sets, right? Because back then, you know, when we all started playing Summoner's War, they were adding new sets, you know, yearly.
I mean, we had some we had many topics in the past talking about in many
Yeah.
podcasts talking about like updated rune sets. We can include that into the future one again. We gotta keep talking about it because you know these old ideas that we had that were good. We talked about it. You know, we think they heard, but you know maybe they have, but we gotta bring them back up again. So that probably be some topics moving forward as well. Yeah, rune ideas.
One more thing I want to bring up if we have time.
Go ahead.
And this actually didn't come from me playing.
All right,
Summoners
that's
War
going to
at
be all the time that we
Um,
have for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it very much, guys. If you guys are watching
Thanks.
on
I'll
YouTube,
see you next week, guys.
Go ahead. I'm just fucking with you.
So I've been playing a ton of E7, and since I'm staying here in the States, we stream the E7 on the TV when we're all downstairs just chilling and doing like RTA and stuff. And I've realized that the lobby music in E7 is pretty good, and the sound effects are pretty good. What I actually want, and I know this is kind of like pretty pointless for a lot of people because you don't play with sounds, but I think it would be cool to either implement a way that you can set up the in-game OSTs to play what you want, whenever you want it or where you want it. And I also think that games should yearly add new OSTs. You know, like I would be down to listen to the Summoners War music more often if it was updated every once in a while. Like if we had, you know, Christmas themed music or stuff like that, like where they like changed the tunes and stuff. And the reason this came up is because of the copyright issues right now with RIAA with Twitch. As a streamer, case allowed to play the music in the game, and that's fine, right? Like,
What you get, Brian?
No. I accidentally turned on my sound for a second and it blew my ears up. But sorry about
are you
that.
okay?
Yeah, we're good. Keep going. Sorry.
He's listening to the game music right now.
That was
He's
fake.
turning on the game music right now.
Sorry. Oh my god, my ears, dude.
Did everyone on stream hear that too?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. I hope you guys are okay.
Holy crap.
Monka.
Holy crap. Okay, that woke up everybody in chat. I should do that more often, huh? But yeah, it would be nice if they had sound, like new sounds and whatnot. I mean, there are people that play with sound. Like we talked to Rujin, who said he plays with sound, right? For cues when he's farming and whatnot.
Yeah, and the reason I brought that up is like what I was talking about with the copy strikes and everything. You can generally play music that is in the game, and it's okay, right? I would have no problem streaming E7 with the E7 music if I could change what music I was listening to in what area. Like if I'm doing RTA and I want to listen to the RTA music on loop for 4 hours, like I want to listen to different tracks from different parts of the game, right? Like the Summoners War OST is actually not that bad if you guys have ever heard it before. It's on YouTube, but there's a couple tracks that I'd want to hear more often than others, or like, you know, be able to play them while I'm like upgrading runes or something. I just think it would be a nice gesture for games to like consider those things, because we care so much about art and animations and that kind of stuff, but like what about the people who care about music? I don't know. Small thought. I think it would be cool. I'd be willing to give it more of a chance if they were like, hey, you know, for our 6th anniversary, we also added all these things, and then we also added new music tracks in the game. I'll be like, yeah, let's check that out. Why not? Right? I mean, I'm cool with that.
That'll be cool.
That'd be cool. I mean, it's time for a revamp on that kind of stuff, right? I mean, the game's old. You gotta keep it fresh.
I also think another cool thing about implementing more music into games is that you can use that to collaborate without adding like units to the game. You can just collaborate music with games really well, and that allows for more like expansion a little bit.
So everybody has input today, so I have to share one input before we end the podcast.
Sure.
Tyler with the music, Stoic with the runes, and I have to say I've been playing. The idea didn't come from me too. Well, it's my idea, but I've been playing a lot of Dota and Dota 2, and I find it really. What I want in the game is how if you could trade transmog, and I do feel like the game is heading towards that direction, because with all the guild transmogs and other stuff going on, and more transmogs coming out, there's going to be a person's account with too much transmogs. I feel like it'll be awesome if you could start trading transmogs.
No.
Okay.
I think there's not really much of a point.
I
I like the idea of trading transmogs, but I think that it would be unfair to be
imagine-
able to trade. Like,
Imagine a C3 player, he could just like trade. You could just give him like a Guardian Wing or whatever.
You
You
know,
know, a
I think
Transmog
people
item.
would. It would encourage people to RMT.
You know what that means, right, Thompson? You know what that means, right?
No.
No, like
Real
no,
money trading.
Yeah, that's
So
what it means.
I could offer.
Hey
you
bro,
$10,000
hey yo,
for a
I
skin.
finished Guardian, but I have an extra skin, bro. 6K, bro. PayPal me right now, bro. Here, let me trade you the
You-
skin.
you
And
guys
then,
don't
oh,
think
I
that's a
scammed
good
you.
idea?
See you later. And then the guy's gonna go, oh shit, I'm gonna report.
It's not that I don't think it's a good idea. I think it's very difficult to do that because of the different country policies.
Okay.
Diablo 3, for example, you used to be able to sell things on the real money auction house,
Well,
but it was
that's
so
not a good
negatively.
idea. But RMT, it's not that bad, right? If you could like sell a transmog.
Well, RMT is technically against terms of service, which is why it's bad.
Oh, okay.
Because it's the same idea as like selling your account, right? You're trading in-game things for real money.
I don't. Yeah, it'll be cool though. Like you earned transmog and you want to give it to a friend or trade it to someone. It'd be kind of cool if you could do that. Because like how are someone gonna get a skin that they wanted for a long time and they didn't get it because they didn't end G3 like 2 seasons ago or 3 seasons ago,
Sucks
right?
to suck.
It's not sorry. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm just trying to be like
It'd be
hardcore
cool.
right now.
It'd be cool.
I couldn't
Yeah.
contain myself. That's
It'd
just
be
how
cool.
it is.
Like
Yeah.
all the people that they're playing, they earn their transmog, they could like do stuff with it. That'd be kind of nice. I do like that idea, but if you don't think it's a good idea,
I mean, I like the concept, but the thing is, like, the actual implications and like what would happen, right? Like the negative aspects of it is what I don't like. I like the idea. I mean, that'd be cool. I mean, I want to trade. I want to give like my.
I don't see any
Right.
negative aspects in it.
Well, the
other
real
than,
money
okay,
trading.
maybe someone get a little bit of money here.
There are
or
not
get what
actually
they
a
want.
lot of.
If you have money and you want something, you could buy it.
Yeah, but then that also continues to promote like more account buying and selling more than it's already happening, which I think they've diminished that. You know what I mean? Like account buying and selling has diminished quite a bit. I feel. Right, and the pricings, everything. That's what I heard. Not a lot of people are buying and trading anymore and whatnot. And you don't really want that. A lot of games don't really promote that in their games.
And it's not so much as transmogs; it's pretty much just Guardian transmogs is the only thing that people would be
And
looking for.
theoretically,
if you're going to be paying money for something, you can already buy the regular transmogs.
yeah,
Right.
theoretically, the Guardian Transmog should eventually come out in the Special League, which
Yeah,
is
well,
why I
that's
still
coming
have.
out.
So I still
It's
have
not coming
10,000
out.
points,
gotta
but
live
it's
with
never
it,
coming
alright?
out.
Facts are facts.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I've just been playing Dota 2. It's kind of nice where you could get you could trade your 2017 or 2018 items and sell it or whatever. It's kind of cool, and I don't see any negative effects from it. So it'd be kind of nice if
To be honest, when you brought up
Something
Dota, I
working.
thought you were gonna say like announcer packs. I was like, I would love to have an announcer pack that goes like
announcer pack is cool too. They have everything, but yeah,
yeah,
you can even trade
Triple
announcer
kill.
pack, I think.
you can.
Yeah,
I also think we could have fun cosmetic items that like
I think
track
it's
stats
kind of
like
cool.
in Dota.
Yeah, where you can like trade or give someone like they're like, oh, Stoic, you're G2, you must have all these cool stuff. You must have a super good one. Let me get it from you. Right? Yeah. Announcer pack or whatever.
The face he made when you said
Have
G2.
I think Stoic's G2.
Stoic just got so upset.
Why do you see me
Oh,
announcer
man.
pack? I'd buy that. I definitely would buy that. But yeah, I mean, it's an idea. It's an idea, but
The Dota 2 item I was thinking that when you mentioned that actually is how like you can put inscription gems on items and then they track things like kills with like kills with Omni Slash or like hooks landed and stuff. What if you had like inscriptions for units that were kind of just like for fun, like SWCs and things? It's like
Yeah, just for fun.
violent procs. Like how many times this Hathor is violent procced? Or like
Something really
how many
small I
times you've
really
had a
like.
quad resist, or like how many times you've hit like a quad sleep, or like a 100% ignore defense on Barber skill 3 and stuff like that. I think those would be
Yeah.
fun.
that would
Yeah,
be fun.
something really small that I like is you could just like put your hand up for a high five, or you could just leave them hanging.
I mean, we
Right.
still need the idea of like emotes while we RTA.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think emotes and whatnot are great.
And then they could start selling and trading emotes. No, all right, never mind.
They just sell emo pack.
Just selling.
Did we ever bring up now? Because someone said something that was kind of like it. It made me think of this. Did we ever bring up when something happens in combat and getting things color coordinated? Like if a resist comes out, it pops up green. If a crit comes out,
Last
it comes
week.
out yellow.
Yeah, we
Oh,
talked
that'd
about
be
it.
nice.
We
So,
talked
so
about
last
it.
week we said the +1 if they reset, and then no
That's the
+1,
hardest one.
like nothing if they.
Yeah, we talked
Yeah.
about the specific example of you're fighting against like a ragdoll team or even whatever it is, and then you use your Samantha S2. How the hell do you see what's reset with all that increase
imagine you
like
bring
from your
Chung
ragdoll,
Pop.
right? Yeah.
Imagine being Chung Pong into Ragdoll. It's like back bar pushback, attack bar pushdown.
Yeah.
And
Resist,
then it
attack bar,
can't
pull
reset
down.
because Ragdoll exists.
If they color coordinated it though, at least we'd see colors. Like if something was red, green, yellow, you'd be
The
like.
discussion of that was that he's
color.
colorblind, so that doesn't work.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah.
That
so
was,
I
that was
think- I
we
think-
said the same thing, but then he's like, wait, what color is that?
Yeah, but then if they did it for like people that had troubles with certain colors, then sure, but that's a little bit more extensive, right? So I think a +1 or like certain cues would be nice, right? Certain things that we can see and it disappears after a little while would be nice. But I need to know what I reset. You know what I mean? I need to know what, I need to have a chance to see it. Right? I'm not telling you gotta like leave it on the side and, I don't want to remember it anymore. I gotta remember it. That's part of the game, right? But I need to be able to see it first to remember what the heck's going on. So,
Even if they made the words bigger or something, anything. Like even if it like popped up over their head and faded away, like quick.
As long
at
as it
least
was
you saw
different
it.
enough. Well,
Anything.
so you can't have it quick because crit animations sometimes screw you, right? If it's a crit animation into like a revive, then you're like completely screwed.
Mm.
yeah.
Like
That's
if you
the problem.
AoE Daphnis and you don't reset, let's say like a Tyrannus or something, and it revives, you have no idea who you hit the reset on because the crit animation just delays it too much.
Yeah, same thing with vampires sometimes, you know what I mean? It's hard to tell. Like, when you're looking and you're not paying attention and certain animations go on, you're just like, did that thing heal? Like, I need this information. Is that vampire or is not vampire? You know what I mean? Like, I need this info.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, like sometimes when they crit, right? You
Yeah.
can't see if they healed or not. Yes.
It's like, crap, this thing's still on Vile, isn't it? And it turns out it's on vampire. And that changes the
And
way you play. It's knowledge you need.
The other one that Fadas said was stacking debuffs 2x5 instead of 1x10. That would be really nice. Because if you put too many debuffs up, they actually overlap and cancel
Hey,
easily.
no, that's a strategy. If you manage to get
That's
enough
not a
debuffs,
strategy, Brian.
yeah, no,
not
that's a strategy.
That's a design flaw.
If you manage to get enough debuffs, you have the benefit that your opponent cannot see what debuffs. I'm just saying
that is not a strategy.
that's
That is a
strategy.
design
Yeah,
flaw.
that's strategy. Yeah, 5-head. That's 5-head
Who said that?
strategy.
Fadas, he
Who did that?
uses Nyx. That's
Brock, does he have a Nephthys? Is that why he's saying
he
that?
uses like Nyx, Anavel,
Oh, okay.
stuff like that. Nyx, Anavel, Rika.
Do you have defense break? Maybe you do. Yeah, maybe you should have built higher resist if you didn't want all these
The
debuffs. So
hard
you could
one's
tell if you
the
had defense
bomb.
break.
You don't know if they have a bomb or not, because like the bombs come at the end, you know.
The-
Well, you can see
bombs
the
move.
the
They
bomb
move.
above their head, like
Yeah,
an
the
actual
bomb moves.
animation, but
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, very good podcast today. Lots of topics, lots of discussions. Hell lot of fun, lots of tangents. I like these, man. When we can talk about a topic,
it's a good chill.
go on
flow,
a
man.
I love these. I love these, man. Hopefully, we have some more podcasts moving forward. If you guys are watching on YouTube, do me a favor. Hit that like, leave some comments down below. We are checking them out constantly. Comment to us. I'm pretty sure checks them out as well. But let us know what you guys want to talk about in the future. Let us know your thoughts on some of the things that we've talked about. And we'll see you guys on the next live stream or video. There will also be a podcast this Friday. Keep that in mind. This week is a double. We do it like every other week that we do a double. But thank you guys for joining me. We're going to put all their links down below as well. Stoic, Tyler, and Thompson. Check out their streams, especially Thompson's. But all right, as always, I will see you guys at the next live stream or video. Peace out.
Thanks for having us.
See ya.
Cheers, guys.
See ya.
Later.